If you're looking for exclusive content, please don't look any further than joining the Trap Talk Patreon family. Some of the best reptile keepers in this industry are part of the Trap Talk Patreon family. As soon as you join the Patreon family, you connect to a Discord. You can also tap into an Instagram group chat, connect with some of the most diverse keepers we have in the reptile hobby today. Shout out to my Patreon members and be ready for Trap Fest 2026. It's going to be one of the biggest events yet. Find all information again in the very first link in the description below. And again, thank you so much to all my fellow Patreon members out there. Cheers. Shout out to US ARC and all the US ARC members. If you don't know what US ARC is, do not be ashamed. Simply click on the third link in the description below. Go to usarc.org. See what it's all about. See how you could actually protect your own collection whenever a legislation might hit your backyard. You just never know. Things are changing constantly in the reptile hobby, and it's good to know when things are creeping up in your area. So shout out to Phil Goss, shout out to Vanessa, shout out to Jeremy, shout out to all the US ARC supporters and teammates out there. Cannot wait to see how much we fight this year to keep our animal rights. And if you're not a US ARC member, talk to your fellow keepers and just let them know what US ARC's all about, and they're here to protect our animal rights. Shout out to US ARC and all the US ARC supporters.
T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Trap Talk Reptile Network, coolest reptile network in the world, episode 735. Welcome to Thursday nights, Trap Talk with MJ. We got Lucas from Centralian Exotics in the building, wildlife biologist and a badass snake breeder, to say the least. You guys are in for a treat, man. But listen, if this is your first time tapping in, what is good? I'm your boy MJ. Do me a favor. Well, hold on, time out. Before I even tell you to hit the like button, all that do that stuff, I got to correct something. I hella got to correct something because I'm very honored to have the position that I have in this hobby, which is pretty much a voice. I got a pretty loud voice, obviously. All in the Tree Tuesdays, probably my most popular episode, other than Thursday nights. Tuesdays, one of my most popular weeks. I was on we were talking about stuff labeled on MORPHMARKET, and I had pulled up MORPHMARKET and kind of, had some strong feelings about how some of the things were labeled, and I was wrong. I'm going to tell you guys right now. I'm going to bring it up so you guys, whoever was watching that episode and was familiar with it, I'm going to kind of just break down how I was wrong. Now, I want to say shout out to Sean Peck over at, now that I remember his name, Vivid Arboreals. But I was talking about this right here. My biggest, I guess, argument at that time was calling something high yellow that's still at a stage like this that is young. So in my head and in my thought process at that time, I was assuming labeling it high yellow, but he called it high yellow line, which if I would have done my research like I should have, I would have easily been able to see that this came from a legit high yellow line. So two things, that right there, high yellow line is correct. There's nothing wrong with calling it a high yellow line because it is a high yellow line. And I give the most up respect to Sean Peck. I think Sean Peck is one of the better chondro breeders that we have, especially out of Canada. He had a great year last year. His name is solid. And in my book, he's a solid individual. So my apologies to Sean for making a poor example, a poor judgment on Tuesday by trying to say that his, his listing was incorrect. I was incorrect. His listing is 100% accurate. So I just wanted the record to reflect right now that I was wrong, not intentionally. It was a mistake, but I still made the mistake. So I had to take the video down. It was my call. I re-edited that part out. But I did say it. I know a lot of you guys heard me say it. So I want to state for the record right now that Sean Peck, highly respected chondro breeder who has a high yellow line on MORPHMARKET, has a legit high yellow line. Okay. So I had to get that out of the way, guys. I'm sorry. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry about it then. But All right, what is good? That's done. And I'm going to talk about that on the next All in the Tree Tuesday. I just don't want to have to wait 2 weeks. When I'm wrong, I'm not going to wait to admit that I'm wrong. I just want to admit that I'm wrong. I want to fix the mistake and I want to move forward. Okay. Because I am human. All right. I don't claim to be perfect, but if I can make something right, I got to make it right. So Sean, great conversation that we had earlier today and looking forward to having you on Trap Talk soon at some point. But yeah, guys, shout out to Sean Peck. And again, people make mistakes. Think about mistakes. You got to man up. You got to own it. That's it. And then we move forward. So here we are, guys. Back to Trap Talk business. And I'm excited to have Lucas on. Before we get into things tonight, I want to say shout out to everyone in the chats. I got to say shout out to my sponsors. Very blessed to have the sponsors that I have. One of them being ZoomEd, the biggest brand we have in the reptile industry today. Leading brand in the industry products when it comes to reptile products, man. My favorite right now that they just launched not too long ago was the Slither Sense, which I have in about 6 different enclosures right now. Huge fan of the Slither Sense. They have many other amazing products that you could check out. Find all the links in the description below. But thank you so much, ZoomEd. Shout out to the entire ZoomEd team. Follow them on Instagram. Find the links to their YouTube in the description below. And yeah, really proud to call ZoomEd a main sponsor for 2026. Also, tonight's episode is brought to you by one and only Mark Hager over at Texas Chondros, guys. If you are getting into the chondro game, buying from the right people is so important. And I got to tell you right now, man, I've had nothing but positive feedback from anyone who's bought a snake from Mark Hager. I myself have a few snakes from Mark, and he's just an awesome guy. You want to know what makes him so awesome other than his productions? The fact that he puts on all these other awesome chondro breeders out of the state of Texas. So shout out to Mark Hager for being such a great individual and also just by being a badass chondro breeder. Follow him on Instagram. Go to his website. Find the link in the description below. Mark Hager over at Texas Chondro. Thank you so much, Mark. Also, tonight's episode is brought to you by Brian Susan over at SUNDOWN Reptiles. When it comes to monitors, especially the tree monitors, kahuas, gargoyle geckos, and even chondros, this is my guy. I love Brian so much. He's a real reptile head. And if you want to see what that's all about, just go follow his work. Okay. Because not only does Brian do amazing stuff within his private collection, but he is all about traveling. He's all about hitting the wild scene. So man, please check him out. He's an awesome photographer as well. Brian Susan over at SUNDOWN Reptiles. Find the link in the description below to his website, to his Instagram, and also his YouTube. Shout out to Brian Susan over at SUNDOWN Reptiles. Also, tonight's episode is brought to you by MORPHMARKET Shipping. If you're looking for your next reptile, go to MORPHMARKET first and foremost. Best selection, best place to buy from safe sellers first and foremost. MORPHMARKET does not play around. They only want the best of the best selling out of their platform or selling off their platform. So you're in a good place when it comes to buying your next reptile on MORPHMARKET. And what makes MORPHMARKET so beautiful is the shipping. Oh my God. Woo! Save yourself some coin. All right. Because we are in a place in life where saving money is crucial. And MORPHMARKET's helping out with that. So thank you so much, MORPHMARKET Shipping. And you can also get all shipping supplies like your boxes, your deli cups, heat packs, your bags, whatever you like to use when it comes to shipping. You can buy all that stuff on MORPHMARKET's website. So thank you so much, MORPHMARKET and the entire MORPHMARKET team. So excited to be a part of this team. First and foremost, just to remind you guys, I put out vlogs. That's right. Me, I edit and put out all the vlogs on MORPHMARKET's YouTube channel. And I'm looking for some fresh stuff, man. If you got a project that you want to spotlight, and if you're like, damn it, MJ, you need to look at this, hit me up. All right. I'm Trap Talk 619 on IG, but I would like to spotlight your stuff on MORPHMARKET's YouTube channel. Give me that rare stuff, man. Or if you just feel like something is slept on, come my way. Let me know. I'll tell you what I need and we can get moving. So thank you to everyone who's participated in the vlogs. Honestly, man, I love putting out people's work because, like the guy we have on tonight, right? Passion is everything in this hobby. Passion is what you need to have longevity in this hobby. If you don't have passion, I don't know what you're doing. First and foremost, I mean, why even having reptiles if you're not passionately into reptiles, right? But again, I feel like not a lot of people have that issue. We all know we love reptiles, so passion's where it's at. So again, thank you to all my sponsors. You can find all the links to my sponsors in the description below. And I'm so excited to talk about Lucas because one of the things that I learned very quickly is like, yeah, it's easy to collect all these different species of reptiles, sort of, until you realize like what the proper husbandry is, what needs what. Things kind of get a little bit more difficult. But then the real thought process, the real strength of becoming a fucking legit multi-species reptile breeder is being able to breed all these fucking things. Okay. Not an easy task. Okay. I like to focus less is more because I overthink so much and I'm really not that good as far as the amount of years I've been doing this. So if my focus is spread too thin, it's really hard to get good at something if you're just focused on so many other things. But there's people like Ryan Young. There's people like Lucas who just have that brain power, dude. Okay. So I got so much to learn from tonight from my man, Lucas. He's young. All right. He's a legit wildlife biologist. So dude, you guys are in for a treat, man. I hope you guys are ready to learn. Shout out to everyone in the chats. Who's in the chats, man? I want to say hi to people in the chats. So homie Dickie Foster. What a name. I like that name. What's up, Dickie? Thanks for being here. Raylings, Reptile Room. What's up, Raylings? Thanks for being here. Big E Top G, my boy, every Monday night. All right. If you really want to know what's cracking in the ball python game, tap in on a Monday night. New breed on the block with my man, Big E Top G. I appreciate you. My boy Shane, one of the best fathers in the reptile game. It's my dog. Appreciate you so much. Double J. All right. My man, Double J in the building. Looking forward to hanging out with my man, Double J, next week. He's coming down. So, man, so many hitters, man. Another awesome Patreon member, Held Coil Pythons, one of the new members of the family. Thanks for being here. My guy, William Peck. I liked it. Another fucking gangster at breeding snakes. William, I think we need that. I don't want to give people too much. William is coming back to Trap Talk. Not going to be a Thursday night, but I do need him on a Thursday night, but we'll get there. He's going to be on a different night of the week. Just be ready for that. But shout out to everyone in the chats. You guys are awesome. But yeah, I don't want to waste much time, okay? Find all the links again to the in the description below to follow Lucas, follow all my sponsors, follow me on Instagram. And again, if you're looking for exclusive content, come join the Trap Talk Patreon family. First link in description below. Trap Fest 2026 details coming out very shortly. Shout out to Carly, who's designing this year's flyer. It's fucking very tits, I'm not gonna lie. But all right, enough is enough. Episode 735 coming at you. Do what you gotta do to get your mind right, and do what you gotta do to stay hydrated. This is Lucas, Centralian Exotics, coming at you right now. Let's go. Cheers.
Good.
You ready for do more in the future? Trap Talk podcasts?
Yes.
Man.
Only Trap Talk. Exclusive.
Yes.
Exclusive. Oh.
So stop calling us.
Rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the crop, God love it or not. I'm hot from the hop to the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with everybody, we do it. Everybody, we do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up.
And we're live, episode 735. Welcome, Lucas. You're muted. Man, sound check went perfect. Let's see. Uh-oh. Dude, exit out and come back in. Exit out and come right back in. I swear to God, this guy's first initial thing that came out of his mouth on sound check was so perfect. And I'm like, dude, your sound check is... In my head, I'm like, I wish every sound check was like this. And then he got muted. Guys. All right, listen. By the way, since I have this opportunity to fix it, it's Sean Peck, not Peck. I thought Beck. Oh, Sean Beck, not Peck. Sean Beck. All right, thank you. There you go, Sean. All right, here he is. Yo.
Dude, that's crazy.
All right, there you go.
I didn't do anything.
Dude, you know how we talk about the chondro gods and you got to almost watch what you say. I think there's a podcast god up there, and
there is, man.
Yeah,
and
who would it be? Barchek? I mean, who's the reptile? I don't know, but
I don't know. I guess when Eric Burke dies, he'll like fill that seat, but he's still with us for now.
Don't die, Eric.
Yeah, don't die anytime soon.
I have an episode coming up with him and Owen, so don't die, please.
Right, yeah. At least not before that. But yeah, man, sorry about that. It got me feeling like Nick Mutton over here. Can't make technology work.
Yeah, but you know what's funny? Nick wouldn't blame the technology. You'd blame me. You'd be like, so again, hey, what an honor to have you here. I kind of been seeing your work for the past year, but I want to say like you made a lot of noise at the end of last year, bro. And it was the work. Your work was not to be ignored because it's fucking shit that everybody wants in this reptile game. Success with their breeding projects. I just don't know much of you, Lucas. I don't know how you got started. I don't know how the education became a thing for you, because when you pursue the kind of education that you pursue, it's just not common nowadays. Like you just don't see it, and you're so young. So let's get into the education side of things. How you became a biologist, what inspired you to do that? Let's hit that.
Sure. Yeah. So, man, you keep saying I'm young. I feel like I'm not young anymore,
how old are
man.
you?
Like I'm 29.
That's young, bro.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Fucking
as
young,
long as I can still have that 2 for one
no,
more year.
even 30s are young, bro. Like I didn't get my shit together in my 30s. No, I'm telling you.
All right.
The fact that you told me you're 29, you're ahead of the game, dude.
All right, I'll take it. But
Good.
no, I kind of when we're all growing up, when we're kids, everybody always asks the kids, what do you want to be when you grow up? What do you want to be when you grow up?
Of course.
My default answer all through childhood was marine biologist.
Wow.
And that never changed. My dad, he was in like healthcare. He's like an epidemiologist, but he carved out 2 days a week during my childhood to volunteer on a marine research vessel because he loved it. And I think that, like I didn't realize this until more recently, but I think that as a kid, you're a sponge. I could tell what days he was stoked. It's like, it was the days that he came back from the boat, not the days he came back from the office.
Right.
So,
that makes sense.
I think that imprinted on me at a young age. And I've always been fascinated with nature. It was weekend activities to go out and catch newts and frogs and tadpoles and toss them in a 20-gallon and see what we could do. I would always joke with friends growing up that I had everything except a dog as a pet, but like never got that dog until after college. But
I mean, dogs were always a big thing for me, but it wasn't like reptiles. Like reptiles was like superior. Just like my dad, he would catch over here. We had alligator lizards. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And so they were the mean ones. And so obviously my dad. What was cool then is like my dad would catch it and we would set it up, but the game plan was to release it. And I always in my heart didn't want to keep something. So go figure now. But in my heart, I didn't want to hold on to it. I wanted to make sure to put it safe back to its home. Like in my head, I always thought I had a family or something where like that was my natural instinct, is like catch it, admire it, maybe feed it, even though I never ate anything, and just release it. And so that was the always adventure with catching shit, was like
same boat. Yeah, we had kind of this. I grew up in the San Francisco Bay Area. I'm still here. I'm in Oakland.
Hey, bro. Hey, this is what it is. My heart is Islamic. People don't know that. Ask me what my religion is. I believe in God, but I'm also part Islamic. Just so you guys know.
There you go. Shit. But there's so much nice wild space around here, and like it's a biodiversity hotspot. So we do the same thing. There's a couple like ponds around and parks that we'd bring all this stuff after we had our fun with it, and so young age, that was it. It wasn't necessarily snakes for me. We tried. I had a corn snake when I was in like elementary school or something, and I remember my older sister and I like broke in and released the pinky in the middle of the night because we just couldn't handle it. We were like, this is so sad. We didn't know it was just gonna go freeze to death outside, but so snakes didn't happen till later, till college for me. But that through line has always been there in terms of a passion for biology. I did go away to school to do marine biology. Like I got accepted to UC Santa Cruz to go do that. I ended up changing my major down the road and I studied environmental studies. But since then I've really honed in on biology again and got my master's degree in biology. So
how long ago was that?
I finished that in 2023. So I was like the COVID cohort for grad school. Like lockdown happened. I was like, Might as well do something. So I
Good
got
enough.
my master's degree with Dr. Zach Loafman, who does the colubrid and colubroid
Yeah.
radio. Yeah.
Dude, respect. I got that badass dude coming on the show too, man.
Oh, that's always good. That's gonna be great.
But you know, what's crazy is like the people you meet because of the reptile world, right? Like, I mean, think about it. Like that's who you got your master's through, and only because you know them through reptiles.
That's exactly right, man. And even more like niche than that is only through fucking podcasts. Like I was always good in school, but I did not like school. Like once I finished, I was pretty miserable in undergrad. Once I finished, I never thought I was going back. I would have called you insane. But I was working full time as a wildlife biologist, and I listened to one of Dr. Loafman's podcasts talking about false water cobras, because I was just like out in the woods watching dudes dig a hole and I had a lot of time to kill. So, and at the end of his podcast, right, he pitches the program. He's like, if you are a snake nerd, you can come get a degree for that. So I literally drove to the top of a hill so I could get cell phone signal again and called him. And that's how I ended up in grad school.
Wow, dude, how interesting. So when school was done, what was your game plan as far as work? Like, I mean, what was like the financial goal after that?
I should probably be better about financial goals, man.
Sure, yeah.
No, but like coming out of undergrad, actually, so kind of jumping around here, but I did kind of get the snake bug my senior year of college.
Okay.
And so what I did when I graduated, I wasn't looking into any sort of like formal career or anything like that. I went and interviewed for a position at the East Bay Vivarium in Berkeley because I was like, I have this piece of paper now. I have absolutely no idea what I want to do with it, but I know that I really like these snakes and I want to learn more about these snakes. So I was doing, 40 to not 40. That's standard. I was doing 60-hour weeks, splitting 2 jobs. I was working as a fishmonger, cutting up salmon all day, and then East Bay Vivarium, where I kind of cut my teeth with different species that I, could work with without having to bring them home, which is huge.
At the aquarium, though, what species are we talking about? Like, what are we speaking here?
So, I mean, everything, man. The East Bay Vivarium is the oldest and at many times largest herpetological store in the country. It's been around
I heard aquarium for some reason. Vivarium. It's so
Vivarium. Yeah.
Okay, sorry about that.
Yeah, no, all good. So all manner of snakes, lizards, geckos.
Wow, dude. And it's
everything.
It's not your money, thank God. Like you got
That's right.
That's the thing about this, right? Because really to learn in the private sector, you got to spend dough and you have to lose animals and find out where you fucked up. But not when you get to go learn as a student.
Not if you're working with somebody else's shit. So that was huge. And, of course, you also do end up spending your paycheck and bringing stuff home. Like that's part of it too.
Yeah.
But really, really great experience. And, met some great people, some like-minded folks that I still work with on animal stuff to this day. And yeah, it's good to have a local herp community,
So one of the things I try to avoid being the most is a hypocrite, dude. But sometimes, like a lot of the times when I am kind of being a hypocrite, I'm only saying shit to stop people from doing what I do. Like, and one of the things that I did, bro, was I grew way too fast. Because once I found out, like, oh my God, you could go to a website, get this animal sent to your doorstep, right? And then when you meet an importer, when you become homies with somebody who's getting in shipments, and I'm talking friends, where he's like, oh, you don't got the money this month? Pay me in 2 months. Here, I'll send it to you anyways. And you're like, what? And then next thing you know, you have all this stuff, right? But goddamn, man, I threw myself into the wolves, but I found out very quickly, dude, how serious shit can get. And when I mean serious, like not that fun. Like I got to a point where animals were escaping, and I just wasn't having the fun I was kind of having because I was losing shit, and then it just wasn't fun. So how did you grow, bro? Like how did you expand from one species to the next? Did you ever feel like, damn, I am going a little too fast, I should pump the brakes? Or was working at the Bay Area,
East Bay Vivarium. Yeah.
East Bay Vivarium. Or was it working there that helped you and get relaxed with working a bunch of species? I'm just wondering where the growth was with you.
Well, I never really, it's a great point. I never really like exploded in quantity suddenly, I suppose. Like it probably, that sounds ridiculous with what you see behind me, but like it really was kind of a trickle over the years. Like I had maybe 3 or 4 animals before
it all started.
I finally got like tapped in with Nick, because that's how this really started for me. Is I found Nick and got the complete carpet, and he really took me under his wing during the first couple months of the pandemic. He was like, if you buy a rack, I'll send you a bunch of proven breeders and you can like learn how to do this. And I was like, okay. So I spent my stimulus check on an ARS rack, and he sent me a bunch of Brussels pythons on breeding loan. And from that point, right, it was just kind of, okay, I got a few, I'm a few $100 in the green this month. Like I can bring another cage home from work, and okay, we got this cage, just slowly building it out. This used to be my bedroom. I'm in a 2-bedroom apartment in Oakland, and there was like that stack of cages over there. My bed was over here, and just eventually, like my roommate moved to Scotland, and instead of finding a new roommate, I said, I guess I'm just going to fill it with snakes and try to cover the rent that way. And
it's been working.
It worked. Yeah.
Wow, dude. So, it's man,
bit by bit.
What's crazy is like I 8 years into this, going on 9 now, right? Dude, I have put myself in some positions where I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna do? And I tell you what, it just works out, bro. In the reptile game, if your head's in the right place, it's gonna work out. And boy, has it worked out.
Yeah, man. And mad respect, for what you've been able to craft over the years.
Thank you.
But I'm sure you'll agree with me that it's also so accelerated and due in part, at least in my case, to some really generous people that have helped me along. Like I would not be doing this at all without the Nick Muttons and the Eric Burks and Ryan Youngs.
And that literally, like you just mentioning what Nick did for you, kind of makes the hair on my arm stand up, because like my inspiration, the one who took me under his wing, was Forrest Fanning. Did you ever hear of Forrest Fanning?
Absolutely. Yep.
Man, what a guy! And it sucks because I really miss talking to that guy. I don't know. I remember what our conversations were like, but now where I'm at in my life, like I would die to talk to that guy. You know what I mean? But he was the one, dude. Like he taught me first and foremost what a designer was. Who the designer breeders were. One of the first people he mentioned, and I'll never forget, Marshall Mendez. He told me how much he respected Marshall. And then when we got to the point of talking about podcasting, he told me how important it was to have Marshall on the show. But then, Marshall led to Brian Barczyk, led to Bill Stiegel. He said all these names, Ryan Young. He said all these names that just imprinted in my brain. And so half the people he mentioned to me, we never got on the show because he passed away, unfortunately. Right. But I took all, like you said, being a sponge, right? Yeah. I'm a hard-headed individual. Go fuck, big shocker there. But like, I'm a very stubborn person. My whole life, it was hard for me to listen to people. Still struggle there a little bit, but God damn it, Forrest was the first person where I just kept my mouth shut, dude. Like I just shut up and just listened to him. And then I realized, like, wow, dude, keeping your mouth shut and just listening will get you far in life. And so I kept meeting amazing people who were just taking the time to speak to me and give me fucking info. And then once the podcast happened, I'm like, dude, I could bring these people on and just learn from them all the time. Right. But it was all about the learning, Lucas, and it got me excited. Like, man, I only did school because of baseball. Like I did school because I had to do it.
You played baseball?
Yeah, that was my main sport.
I played high school baseball. I didn't play college, but I love baseball.
I got a partial ride at University of Washington, and I was redshirting, and then I got hurt. And so the thing was, like, I never, like, my academics never really gave a fuck. I was a very C average student. I just I barely got by, right? And then like learning reptiles is what really taught me of like how fun learning can be, right? And that's what opened my eyes, dude. It's because it's like, holy shit, like, and you could admit to this, like, even as much as you know now, you're still learning. Like,
oh, the more you learn, the more you that's just understanding that you don't know shit. Like the more you learn enough to know that you don't know.
I feel like in life, you're better off not knowing shit. Like, and what I mean by that, telling yourself that, like, tell yourself you don't fucking know it all. Because this is one thing. This is one thing that kind of comes with this hobby. And again, I hate to fucking pick on a demographic, but ball pythons, right? So ball python people who come in, they get a little bit of taste of success. They think it's all like that. They think it's all fucking just a rollout situation, and it's not. It really isn't. And what's funny is not even ball pythons are that easy for everybody, but some people, they get on a good roll and they just kind of build up this little bit of arrogance that like I could do anything. But goddamn, is that a lie? You know what I'm saying? Kind of going back to how I was working with so many species. Like I knew who Ryan Young was at that time. I heard what he was working with. I remember at that time he had 32 species under his belt. That was like 2018. And I'm like, I want fucking multiple species. Like that's what I wanted to do so bad. It wasn't about one specific species. It was as many as I can do. I thought that was the coolest thing ever, but a lot easier said than done. Like, oh my God, bro. Like, and the way you need focus, the way you got to pay attention to shit. It's really hard when you're wet behind the ears and you're trying to focus on fucking, I think I had the most at one point, 16 different species of reptiles, which, you know, for me, 2 years into the hobby, that's a lot, bro. Like that's a lot, you know what I mean? So anyways, learning was everything to me and it still is to this day. And I got to ask you, you know, you're talking about Ryan Young putting you on, but like your taste for the species, right? Because you work with so much cool shit, bro. Like you definitely remind me of how I was looking at stuff. I never got WOMAs, but you know that I was obsessed with diamond pythons. I had a bunch of Timor pythons at that time. Scrubs was like, and I still miss Scrubs. That's why I keep the Scrub King like this. It's my boy, Stephen King. Kush, you know what I mean? So I keep Stephen Kush real close to me because he's the man. And I know one day I'm going to get back into Scrubs, but your taste in species, can we talk about that? How did that, how do you start dabbling? Was it really like Nick Mutton was the one to really start giving you ideas of what to work with, or how did you?
Not quite. Yeah, I could totally answer that. So when I got back into, not even back, when I got into keeping snakes, I started, you know, soft, if you will. Like basically what happened, man, I was just like walking to class and I passed by a gopher snake that was like 4 feet. And I was just like, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen. I want snakes again. I got a corn snake, I got a rosy boa, and my friend who plays guitar in my band gave me his ball python, his like 20-year-old ball python. And so I had these 3 things, you know, it was kind of your chef sample platter of random shit. And I was into it. I was loving it. But everything changed when I, on a whim, went to the San Jose Reptile show and got a carpet python. I got probably the worst carpet python I could have gotten, which was a granite jag. So it was wonky as hell. And
did it have Nido?
I mean, I don't know if it had Nido, but it didn't know how to stay up. Like, you know, derpy herbs, full neuro, you know, I'd be sleeping and just hear like, so
wow.
Yeah, bad. But in any case, right. So from that point, I went deep with Morelia Python Radio. I found the podcast and I just binged the archives, man. That's how I found these names. You know, you listen to hours of Nick and Ryan and Dr. Julander and all these people talking, and it, you know, you just kind of got to sponge it for a while. And for me, that was the funnest thing. You know, I'd be trying to listen at any opportunity I could. And from there, I called Nick up and got, you know, my first kind of real, like, this is a baby that I'm going to raise. And this is my, this is my snake, you know, was a baby Brettles from Nick. And the Womas, man, I saw a picture of them, and I remember I saved the picture on my phone, and I just knew that I needed that species because of how beautiful they were and how they looked.
Yeah.
And the first time I ever saw one was as a customer at the East Bay Vivarium, and I didn't know anything about Womas. I said, you know, can I check that out? Like, can I hold that? And the employee was like, sure. And just tossed it to me, and it bit the crap out of me. I was bleeding all over the place. But now it's, one of my favorite species, and one that I've produced quite a few of to this point. So the Australian stuff just immediately captured me. I mean, that's kind of the long and short of it. The first and one of the only animals that I bought and brought home when I was working at the vivarium was a black-headed python that had been there for like a year and nobody bought it. I got it for like $500.
Wow. Black-headed python for $500?
Straight from Doug Price, man. Yeah, he's local out here. So I still have him. He's over here. He's a proven male. But
is that the one you're holding in the thumbnail?
No, the one I'm holding in the thumbnail is one that I produced in 2022.
You made that, dude?
I did. So
that's so epic, bro. Like, that's going. I'm excited. Go ahead.
No, blackheads are mean to me, man. So my first couple seasons trying, I got 3 clutches, but the last couple of years since then, I can't get shit. they're being
so you had that 1 year of success, and then it just went dry after that.
I got a clutch of the one that you just showed. I had a clutch of Westerns in 2022, and I hatched those out. And then in 2023, I got 2 clutches, but one was laid when I was out of town on tour for music, and those all just dried up and died in the cage. And then the other clutch, female prolapsed her oviduct, and all the eggs were bad, and she passed. So didn't go great. I haven't hatched that many, but since then they're blowing up. They're making huge follicles. They love to breed, but they're just not ovulating. So fingers crossed this year's different. Ryan sent me a couple females on loan, so I'm working with his girls here, and we'll see.
I'm trying to get a couple basins on loan from Ryan. It's not working out so far.
That'd be tight. I'll take a pair.
Come on, Ryan. Fucking spread the wealth, man. No, dude. Okay, yeah, you know what? Like Womas, shout out to Benny Bender, by the way. Benny Bender's in the building.
Yes, sir.
I think he has some of the nicest Womas I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like, I'm talking like vibrant orange Womas. And like, at that time, like I was already so in over my head with the species I had. I was like, there's no way I could add anything else. But the stuff that Benny had and the black-headed Womas was like, man, like such a fucking pinnacle thing for me. And they're so amazing. Don't get me wrong, because I just feel like not enough people work with them. And we're gonna break down a lot of stuff that you work with, but
sure.
On that topic, why do you think Womas haven't blown out yet? Like, like how come they're not more popular, you would think?
That's a great question. And it seems to me like Womas and blackheads are probably my favorite species. Nick and I and Dr. Julander are working on the book for them. We've been working on it for a couple of years. I've done a lot of chatting with people, obviously, in the process of that. And in terms of their popularity, from what I understand, it sounds like it really kind of is pretty up and down, just depending on the times. There's a guy named Artavilis who, Woma people will know that name. He was kind of the man in the 2000s, 2010s. He had the nicest shit, and he's local to me. He was with us at Pomona actually just last month, and he tells me like it got to the point where Womas, like, they were so plentiful and people didn't really care about quality, right? It was kind of more just like, oh, it's a Woma. Why would I spend more money for your super crazy high orange one that's beautiful when I could get that gray one over there for $200? So I think they have been like a bit of a pendulum species in that they get really plentiful. People just feel like a Woma's a Woma. They breed all the Womas together and don't really focus on quality. And the price kind of gets down, and people stop caring about Womas because the price gets down, and then all the Womas disappear. And then somebody comes along with some crazy orange stuff and the price goes back up, and then everybody wants Womas again. You talk about, Brett Bender's a great friend of mine. We talk about all these dynamics as well, but I think they should be really popular. I think that they are, honestly, if you don't care that sometimes they have a really strong food response, they're one of the best pets pythons that you can have. Like, whether you're a pet person or a breeder, they're extremely hardy. They love to eat. They are, they're tough as nails. They're active. They're diurnal. They're beautiful. They're always out and about. There's one right there. They're just always doing something.
Curious, right.
And they're not hard to breed. In my experience, the eggs have a reputation for being a little bit trickier to hatch out. But I have not lost one yet, and happy to share my recipe with anyone. So there's that. I got it from Brett. And it works really well.
Nice.
But yeah, I mean, they can be really bitey. But they can also be really sweet. Just kind of depends.
And you know what's crazy is like one thing I realized too is like you gotta your personality has to match the stuff you keep. Because like me, like what was crazy is like I had a thing with reticks, man. Like I still love reticks. You want to talk about the fucking a prehistoric giant that we could keep, right? But again, that's a lot of snake right there. Especially how athletic they can be on top of fucking derpiness. Like that's a snake you have very minimal mistakes to make with the snake like that. But for whatever reason, a big retic, like it wasn't enough for me to be like, I don't want to work with it. It's scary. Like I enjoyed it. But let's talk about a smaller caliber that was more fucking on edge. Like, like mangrove cat snakes, right? Mm-hmm. Those fucking, when they would fly out of the tub, I would freak the fuck out. Like I would like, and mind you too, back then I had a 9 to 5. So I woke up extra early to get my chores done. And when you're up at 4 a.m. and you have a fucking snake that's hissing at you, running around the room, and you're just like, like, you know what I mean? And
I had some crazy 4 a.m. moments in the reptile room. I hear you there.
I had a lot of those type of species, and then my white lips. Oh my God, my white lips. Like, talk about no chill ever, right? Like, and I kept them in racks, and so there were snakes I was not looking forward to maintaining. You know what I mean? Only because I knew what the fuck's gonna happen? What am I chasing around today? And like that just got old to me. And I'm like,
that was scrubs for me, man. That's why I sent my scrubs out.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing was, what's crazy, the scrubs, and I had a lot of bar necks. Steven knows I had a bunch of scrubs, but they were fucking awesome. Like the scrubs chilled out. Like even if you had for me at least, this is my experience. Even if you had an aggro one, for whatever reason, they eventually became very handleable and just chill. So the scrubs weren't the issues. It was my colubrids. The colubrids were fucking freaking me out. And it wasn't until I got gnawed on by an 8-foot dendrophilia, a fucking mangrove cat snake that was chewing through my thumb. That's when I said, fuck this shit. I am done. But what I'm talking about personality wise, once I let those snakes go, my life became easier. Like I found a way to make it more enjoyable. But again, like I had to learn, dude. Like I had to find out firsthand what this was about. And of course, the first few months, great. But then again, once things start escaping, once things aren't just happy or they want to light you up, it was almost too much to dealing with snakes that wanted to fuck you up that much. And again, like a lot of the stuff, like I was hard on myself. Like if I was like, kind of like, oh my God, am I even keeping these right? And it just got to the point where I'm like, I need to narrow things down. And so I narrow things down, I think, from like having all that shit to just having, scrubs, my chondros, my emeralds. But I found a way to just like what my personality was matching to. Do you think that's that's awesome. Fair? Do you think?
Yeah,
do you think
no, absolutely. I totally do. I think that, to your point, everybody's different. And like, if you want to have sustainable success and like be able to not burn out and not be miserable, you have to match your preferences and your speed and your vibe with what you keep. Like, I have mad respect for anybody that does kind of what you're doing and can really focus in on just the highest quality of a handful of species. I am over here on the other side of the world where I need to have so many different flavors or I get bored, and that's everything. Like that's just my personality.
And I respect that. But then again, you if anything, that only makes you better. You know what I mean? Because if that's your interest. Right. And again, there's levels to this, bro. Like this is why I got real with myself, and I was like, what do you love? What really matters to you? Like, what do you really want to be good at? And ball pythons was the first thing that, I mean, ball pythons brought me all this. This is why I'm forever in debt to the ball python game, because if it wasn't for ball python success, I would not be able to expand to the shit that I have now. But ball pythons was not what I wanted to be known for. Like, that was like, I was like, the chondros. It was really the chondros. Even before emeralds, I was just more worried about keeping alive. But the chondros, I was fucking like, this is me. Like, I need to figure this shit out. And I remember the first time I ever got a chondro to ovulate, or not even, when she never gave me a pre-lay shed. She just laid the fucking egg. She laid the eggs everywhere. And from what I remember, my buddy was like, okay, she ovulates, you're going to be looking for a shed. So every day I'm walking in, looking for a shed. Oh, no shed, no shed. So it was just another typical morning, walking in, looking to see if she shed. But no, there's eggs scattered everywhere. And my heart
was those get in the water?
I mean, no, they're all fucked. I don't know what they got in, but there was like 17 of them or something. And as I was on the phone with my friend at the time, as I'm collecting them, he's like, just so you know, she didn't want those eggs. That's why she did that. And he's telling me all this stuff where I'm like, how do you fucking know this? And he's like, he's telling me the eggs are going to go bad. He's basically telling me every worst case scenario that was going to happen. And I took it so personal, because I'm like, why are you telling me this? And he was only looking out, because guess what? Everything that he said happened. Oh my God. Those eggs. You want to know what I tried cooking those eggs in?
What'd you do?
What was the name of that green styrofoam fucking incubator that had
yeah, I know the one, the like styrofoam with like some heat cable.
Yes, bro. Jesus Christ, dude, that was not good.
We've all been there, man.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, when I was at the vivarium, I asked like, "Oh, should I get one of those?" Because there's one like on top of a rack, like covered in dust. You know, I was like, "I'm gonna try to breed snakes," and somebody was like, "Not if you're trying to do this like good, like
not if you want success." But mind you, I didn't even get my first ball python clutch yet. I got my first chondro clutch before I got my ball python clutch. But it was that moment when my friend was telling me everything over the phone, and I was kind of in my feelings. He's like, "Hey, MJ, like, I'm letting you know right now, like, if you're kind of faint at heart, this isn't going to work out for you." And I'm like, and it was more like he's just looking out, right? But I took that as a challenge. Like, I was like, oh, is it that hard? Like, is it really that difficult? Well, guess what? I have about 8 of these now, and I'm going to fucking figure it out. And it took me 7 years, but goddamn, like, there's nothing else more I wanted than to have a successful chondro clutch, dude. And a lot of people who are close to me over the last few years, they know what I've been through, dude. I've been fucking dragged through the mud, and I've shared it all on the show.
Yeah. And I've been following along. What'd you end up being, like 70 for 70 or something like that?
Yeah, last year, man. That number is important to me, because again, I went from hatching shit out that was either dead in the egg, prolapsing months, and I finally got that taste of fucking glory, dude. And
MJ, that's huge, man. Like, I've only had my one clutch. You know, I'm sure we'll talk about in 2025, and just from that experience, understanding what you did last year blows my mind. So all the credit in the world to you for your success. I know it was not easy.
And you know what made me able to stick around was people, my mentors. You know, Patrick Holmes. Patrick's right here watching.
Patrick.
Patrick's probably the biggest saint in the chondro community, because like I feel like he almost treats me special, but he treats everyone special, dude. Like, he will take his time if he gets it, and we'll fucking break things down to you more than you could ever expect.
I love a Patrick Holmes voice message. You know, you just see the voice message come in. You're like, here we go. I got to sit down.
It's again, you know, the only person that comes close to talking to Forrest is Patrick in my eyes. Because again, you ask Patrick a question, you're going to get more than the answer. You're going to get a lot of different scenarios. You're going to get a lot of fucking branched off topics of what you just asked. And it all relates to what you're asking. But again, man, if it wasn't for people like Patrick, Marshall, you know, Marshall's definitely one of my best friends, but one of the most jaded individuals I've ever met. Like, Marshall doesn't get happy about anything. He's just, because he's been through it. And so people like that, you just realize you're not alone. Other people have failed miserably, but they've also had success.
I think that's, I'm so sorry. I don't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
I was just going to say, I think that's really an important lesson for anybody that's trying to breed reptiles for an extended period of time at scale is that don't get too high and don't get too low, no matter what's going on. Because my friend Owen McIntyre, he says a good breeding season is one where you will have the highest of highs and gut-wrenching lows. A good year is just the one where there's a couple more highs than lows. And that's so true. Like, yeah.
At different levels of high, like highs you haven't experienced yet. Like that, like last year, not only was it amazing, like number wise, but that high, like I never knew what that was like to have every fucking egg hatch and perch. Yeah, I mean, some died like days after, but I mean, it wasn't a lot, but like, but still, to see that, to finally see all of them come out, my biggest thing was, bro, like until like I think 2024, I never had a pip. I always cut.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Don't do it, guys. My impatient ass, like it would always, because my eggs would go to like day 56, and I'm like, they're dead. I'm fucked. I don't know what I'm gonna do. And my boy, another good mentor, my Socrates, he would be like, MJ, just relax. They're gonna pip. And I just would be like, I need to see if it's in there. And fucking cut it.
The same. There's like a running joke about me and scissors. I'm not allowed to be in the same room with scissors.
Oh my God. Okay,
people
cool.
Comment scissors on my Instagram all the time. And
we can start a club.
Yeah, man. I what I did once was with my Western Blackhead clutch. I freaked out. I mean, longer story there, but I freaked out just kind of the whole time because like all I'd bred is Brettles pythons and I have blackhead eggs. Like what? Wow. And I was getting up for work, at crazy early hours, kind of like you're saying. And when I said I've done crazy things at 4 a.m. too, one of them was I cut blackhead eggs on like day 40 because I was convinced that they were dead. And I was like, I don't want to stare at these for 20 more days.
Like shit, or what was making you think?
Most of them look like shit. But yeah, I mean, so the story with that clutch, I got 7 perfect eggs. 3 of them were gone within 24 hours. And what I mean by that is I didn't even have time to mess them up, right? Like they're leaking fluid and collapsing within a day. And so those were never going to hatch. Those embryos were not alive. And, a whole other tangent for another time, but there's so much development that happens inside mom before you even see an egg, and something can go wrong along that period of time. So anyway, I have like a handful of eggs left, 4 eggs left, and I'm just kind of watching them slowly drop off until there's like 1 crazy moldy green one and then 2 that look okay. And so I cut them, and luckily 2 of them are like 5 feet and gorgeous and right next to me. So it didn't cost me, but it was foolish.
Well, I mean, let's get into chondros in the clutch you got.
Sure.
First and foremost, dude, another person I just admire in this hobby, a young buck, but up and coming, the homie Jack, dude.
Jack Thompson.
Jack Thompson, buddy. Other than you being a Giants fan, you are a fucking awesome individual, dude.
Couldn't agree more. I'm a heartbroken A's fan, so
I'm a Dodgers fan. I'm used to winning, so I'm
good. At this point, I'm kind of a Dodgers fan too. What else am I gonna do?
Go Dodgers! No, but dude, man, and I want to say Jack is the one that really made me put an effort to get to know you more because I met Jack, loved the guy, started following him, and then he shared that collaboration you guys had. Sure. Can we talk about it? How did that go?
Yeah. So Jack, I love Jack. Jack's wonderful. You're a Platypus king. He we just kind of started chatting on Instagram. He listens to Morelia Python Radio a lot, and I was doing like shows with them and Carpets and Coffee and whatnot. And eventually Jack came by because he's in San Luis Obispo, which is not super far away, and we just kind of hit it off. Started being reptile friends, and down the line he found like on like Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist or something, like an old dude that was selling cages, and he knew that I was looking to buy cages because I'm always like trying to buy cages. And so he hit me up and
we do.
yeah, that's what we do. You know, we got a good deal on some PVC. Let's go. So he bought those for me. He picked them up on my behalf. And when he did, the guy that was selling them had a couple, just like maybe 4 animals, and they were adult US captive born and bred pure sarongs. And he like made them available to Jack, and Jack hit me up about it, and we agreed that that would be something really fun to go into together. So we split the cost of that pair and set him up here in my garage, and they locked up the first night they were here, and we got eggs.
Dude, awesome. And again, like, locality is your thing, right? Like if you're going to breed, you're going to stick to locality, I'm assuming.
Absolutely. Since then, like the sarong thing was great because it kind of fell into our lap with some really, you know, wonderful animals. I have 3 generations of lineage on them. Even the guy had immaculate records. But so that was super cool because it fell out of the sky. But at the same time, like I've been intending to get deeper into chondros. I'm raising up a group of manicories from Ryan.
Nice.
I'm raising up a pair of Arfox from Patrick.
Wait, hold on. Time out. A group of monocories from Ryan?
Isn't that crazy?
Well, Ryan monocories game is fucking top tier. Like I love the monocory stuff that Ryan works with because he's been doing it for so long. How many do you have?
At this point, I have 2.2.
Nice.
So that's a small group, but
that's solid.
You know,
no, that's good.
Yeah, I'm honored to have anything from Ryan. I didn't think that was gonna happen, so that was really cool for me. But yeah, I got a couple of yellow babies from him that both turned out to be girls. And actually just recently he was kind enough to send over a red male. So excited to have red babies someday too, so I can be part of that.
All right, listen, I'm gonna pull something up real quick because you know I always admire people's husbandry, how they do things. I'm looking at a chondro that you have set up here. You know, typically you see most people like myself just do paper towels or a puppy pad or something. Let's talk about your method here. You know, and my question is the deli cups in that bowl. I want to hear from you, man, because I mean, listen, I don't tell people, oh, you can't have shit. No, I think I'm open-minded to like, you know, having more enrichment in a sense. Like I always have them now. Like I can't do bare bones enclosures like that. That reminds me more of a prison when there's just nothing in there. And I think plants help breathe better. So let's talk about this setup you have.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. Like, I think it's all about balance in terms of enrichment versus like solitary confinement. Like, I think it's all about a healthy middle ground. But I did get a master's degree in like an evidence-based herpetoculture lab where that's like I had it beat over my head to read all the papers about cognition in snakes and enrichment and all that. So, you know, it's something that I really just can't ignore at this point, despite efficiency of other methods. So I love setups that are fun to look at. I mean, when it comes to an animal like a green tree python, there is nothing more fun to look at. So why put it in something shitty, right?
I agree.
And many people do it better than me. This one here that you're displaying, you know, I don't have real plants or anything like that, but I love some leaf litter. I love a substrate that will hold humidity well. And then in terms of the deli cups, I personally, I am a believer that reptile hydration is just paramount. And, you know, we've all been in, you know, enough of these situations where as soon as we change water, animals just go straight to that fresh water and chug. Like they know the difference. Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know how they know that, but I think it's a universal experience. Like, I don't think anybody disagrees. So I try to change it pretty often. And I just really like using the disposable delis and recycling them afterwards so that I always have, you know, a clean water bowl rather than spending a lot of time scrubbing and worrying about biosecurity that way.
Yeah, you know, that's a very good point because I got a bunch of XL Cambro tubs recently from Focus Cube, And then I was like, damn, I don't have like my Target fucking water bowls that I normally use. So I'm like, it's all right. I got these 8-ounce deli cups. And then I was realizing, I'm like, damn, like, cause I'm so used to going deli cups to having all those chondros last year. All they do is shit. All they do is shit in it. So I throw it away. But I'm like, dude, how much of a less risk husbandry method is it to just have a cup that you could just dispose and put a new cup if you need to, right? And then also like taking something that needs to be washed, such as something like glass or ceramic or something. There's chances that you're gonna fucking contaminate that bowl with something maybe. By accident.
No doubt. I mean, sterilizing, a ceramic bowl or a glass dish is certainly possible, but I prefer to eliminate variables when it comes to things like that whenever possible for me. So, you know, I feel less bad about it because it is a recyclable product. I recycle them. Like, I hope that actually gets recycled and they don't just chuck it in the landfill and, lie to us. But I think it's worth it, in my opinion, to eliminate that potential vector. You could scrub a bowl clean, but it how clean is it really when you're done versus something that is food grade that has never come into contact with a reptile collection. And then in terms of why is it in a bowl like that, that's just, I hate spilled water bowls, and so I put them all them all in something heavier so that the snakes can't knock them over.
Well, like, guess what? I'm doing that. That's gonna be my new method. Because let me tell you what I'm seeing with my bowls, bro. So I'll do a water change. I do what people know. I love water changes. Like, I'm like you, bro. I know they know there's fresh water, and nothing makes me happier when this snake is like, hey, fresh water. Let me go chug. Right in front of me, bro. Literally right in front of me. They go right down and drink. So that tells me
Asphodeites are king of that, dude. They stick their whole head in it, like all the way in.
I mean, one of the reasons why I really miss my lace monitors is because I used to love watching them drink. Like, just watching these things do anything makes me so happy, right? But drinking, we know how important hydration is. Hydration is more than food. Like, that's what kills most reptiles is dehydrated reptiles. It's not because they haven't eaten in 3 months. It's because they're not fucking drinking. You know what I mean?
I think people get that pretty well when we talk about like our arboreal rainforest species to an extent. But everybody, people kind of have blinders when we're talking about more arid species, things that we perceive as like from the sandy, dry, like hot places, but it's just as important for them.
So this ceramic bowl that I take to I have an outside sink, right? So even, and I spray it with my little chlorhexidine fucking mix that I have that I clean everything with. But even by spraying it and then putting it under hot water, I notice even by doing that, if you put your finger on the bottom, it smears. And like this gunk, like there's a gunk that accumulates. And how many people are actually seeing that? Like, and sometimes it's hard to see, but I only see because I see my finger streak. I'm like, why is my finger streak? I just cleaned it. So I get a fucking towel. I wipe the towel. My towel's brown. And I'm like, this was on the bottom of my fucking water dish. And so now what I do is every time I wash, before I even put fresh water, I clean it. And then I get a white towel and I scrub the bottom like if I'm drying dishes, Right. And again, I just recently started doing that. Probably this last year and a half. Like, I started really focusing on like, hey, like, this, even though you just sprayed it and put it under hot water, you got to wipe it down because there's still gunk on there.
That's exactly right. So, I mean, that's like standing water. You're going to get a biofilm, which is, film for exactly. I mean, it's kind of just a collection of bacteria and that's really hard to get rid of. Like, you can scrub the crap out of it. And if you stay on top of that, then it'll do a pretty good job. But just a soak in bleach or in F10 or chlorhex, like you're saying, whatever your disinfectant of choice is, like the film's still going to be there, even if the bacteria are not, not as plentiful. It's still there.
Right. And so again, it's just like, oh man, like that's just something that kind of like ekes me out. Like, oh man, like I got to be on top of that. So that's one extra thing to be on top of when using ceramic bowls. But God damn it, bro, I'm going to use deli cups. That's why I'm glad I asked you that. I knew there was a reason, but because again, that's one extra step to have to take your bowl, get a fucking rag, wipe it down, and then that rag gets dirty. You can't reuse that rag. That's not sanitary if you're going to just use that rag with every bowl. So work smarter, not harder, right?
I completely agree. So yeah, that's one of my my kind of non-negotiables. That's how I do waters for everybody except the blue tongues, really.
Right. Now about this enclosure, did you breed in this enclosure? Is this a female? Who's this right here?
So that is a male. That's one of my male Manicoris from Ryan.
Awesome. Fuck yeah.
That one I am looking forward to pairing with a girl when they're old and big enough. But the one that produced was in a pretty similar setup.
Okay.
Go
ahead.
No, I was just gonna say there's probably a picture of that as well somewhere on the feed, but
let me pull it up right now.
Yeah, no worries. She laid all over the place on the ground. It was not like not a perfect beehive, but
you know what's crazy is I remember seeing that, and my thought was like my experience when I see eggs like that, I'm like, oof, you know, like ouch,
not good.
You know, like, not good. But at the end of the day, here, right?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, she laid them. So the perch, did you already put the perch on the ground, or did you?
No, that she knocked that thing over at some point.
Oh, so she knocked the perch down and
then
laid on
top of it.
Dude, interesting. But again, like she's still now. Okay, let's talk about the nest box. Or did you know she was gonna lay? Like, how did this happen?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So out of frame, a little bit to the left of that, there is a full nest box with damp sphagnum that's been in there with her the whole time that she's been in my care. She's never gone in it once. She does not care about that.
And they do that. They do. I mean, I've had multiple talks with Mark Hager about like nest box and stuff like that. And sometimes they lay where they want to lay sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And so like you, right? So they were in my garage. I knew that she was close. I did catch her ovulation. It was a no doubter, but I went downstairs just to check, and you kind of have your double take moment because you look a million times, there's no eggs, and then the first time you look and there is eggs, you're like, fuck. But I thought that they were probably all going to be slugs based on what I saw. The way that she was kind of sprawled like that, and they were kind of thrown all over the place. So I was really pleasantly surprised. I candled them all immediately, and all of them except the one that I drew a question mark on had really healthy veins and embryo. The one with the question mark had no veins and embryo. And
so did that one hatch or no?
No, it went off within a week. I think it was a fully shelled infertile.
What about the one next to it that's kind of discolored?
That one hatched. Yeah, that was my other question mark. But
okay. And what's crazy is, bro, like these eggs aren't always going to look pearly white, and you shouldn't just fucking immediately resort to it's going to die, because I learned that definitely myself. I had, you know, that snake fish that I'm all fucking I hype up about, like the pure biac that's like super high yellow.
Yeah,
sorry, it's not official high yellow. It's high yellow right now. Okay, just so you guys know. But that snake came from a clutch of 17 slugs and the only good egg.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
really.
With hardly any vein development. Like I was this close to tossing it, like this close, because I was so bummed out. I'm like, look at all these fucking slugs.
Well, that's exactly what I'm talking about. If you don't mind, just going back up kind of to the top of my feed here.
Yeah,
to your point, let an egg ride. The one with me and the blackhead there that we were talking about earlier.
Right.
If you click right over, that's what the egg looked like. It was like green. It smelled like death. I was smearing it with Neosporin and Elmer's glue.
Oh my god! wait, hold on. I never heard about the Neosporin. What? Can you explain why Neosporin?
Yeah. I was just so that's bacteria. And I was just trying to apply a topical antibiotic to keep the bacteria load down.
Interesting.
And you know, I just wanted to show that, to illustrate the point of like an egg can look dead and not be dead.
Right. Let it ride.
Let it ride.
Yeah. But obviously there's a time and place where you're like, okay, this thing needs to fucking get tossed.
Yeah. Oh, and to that point, when it's looking not good, probably separate it from the other eggs. Like I do think that's good practice still. Like let it ride in its own bin.
Right. So you had a collab with Jack. Did he own the dad or the mom?
We just went 50-50 on the pair. So
on the both pair. Okay, cool. So and you got them at the same time?
Yes, they were both from this old guy with the cages down by Jack.
Okay.
But they were unrelated animals. Like I said, he brought out his file folder with like printed pictures from different breeders and whatnot. So I was very fortunate in that regard. That that fell in our laps. But yeah, Jack's the man. I feel a little bad because they all hatched and I was really excited and I was like a little eager to kind of prove myself a little bit. Like, I guess I was a little hungry. And so I did feed them all before I gave them to him. And I think he wanted to have that same experience where he could establish them. So I do feel bad about that. But
was he bummed? Was he like, oh man, I wanted to do it? Or did
I
he
think he was a little bummed.
Oh,
I think he was a little bummed.
Yeah, dude, honestly, like I would have, if it was me, I would have been like, please get it to eat first. I'm okay.
Right.
But well, Jack's a beast, so he wants to be able to.
Jack's a beast, absolutely. Yeah. And then he would have had exactly the same success that I did. We just got really lucky this year. They all took unscented first try, frozen thawed. Thank God. Like I thought I was gonna be banging my head against the wall, like begging friends for baby crested geckos and stuff. But the sarongs were a piece of cake. Shout out Patrick telling me to offer in the morning. You know, he said poker like in the morning. And so that worked really well. And you know, to my surprise, like the diamond pythons were the one that made me want to blow my brains out. So you just never know.
Yeah, we're definitely going to dabble into the diamonds. But before I get to pairing and how that went for you, we got to cut to commercial break. Okay.
No worries.
So, guys, we'll be right back. Hit that like button. We'll get right back to the chondro topic as soon as we get this message from our sponsors. So see you right back in a bit. Sorry for the interruption, folks, but a quick word from our sponsors. Shout out to tonight's sponsor brought to you by ZooMed.
ZooMed is proud to be supporting the Trap Talk Reptile Network. At ZooMed, reptiles are our passion. For over 48 years, we've been creating premium foods, supplies, and habitats for reptiles and other exotic animals. We're a company made up of hobbyists that test our products on the hundreds of animals that we care for here every single day. Whether you're an established breeder or a first-time hobbyist picking up your first ball python, ZooMed has you covered with everything you need to keep your animals happy and healthy.
I'm excited to talk about this new product with ZooMed called the Slither Sense. It is a remote temperature and humidifying monitoring system, which we all know how important temperature and humidity is to your reptile. And for you to have remote access to your temperature and your humidity in your reptile room could really, really be a game changer for the longevity of you keeping reptiles. So guys, make sure you check out that product. Find the link in the description below. Click on it right now. Give me your feedback in the comments below. Let me know how you're liking a brand new ZooMed product. Sorry for the interruption, folks, but a quick word from our sponsors. Tonight's episode is brought to you by Mark Hager over at Texas Chondros. If you want to talk to somebody who likes to put people on the map, you have to go follow TX Chondros on Instagram. He has put on some of the biggest breeders out in Texas out on his platform on Instagram. Also displays some of his own amazing projects on his Instagram. You could also simply go to his website, see what pairings he has going on for this season, and also see his previous productions. Mark has been working with yellow neonates on top of red neonates, and his passion for this hobby is second to none. He's also mentored a lot of people like myself. So thank you so much, Mark Hager, for all your support. And if you guys really want to know how it is about building a community, then you got to go check out Texas Chondros. Thank you so much, Texas Chondros, for all your support. Cannot wait to see what you're all about in the 2026 breeding season. Sorry for the interruption, folks, but a quick word from our sponsors.
For over a decade, we've pursued a singular vision, producing the finest breeding stock the hobby has ever seen. From carefully planned pairings to thoughtfully designed environments, every detail is considered. And when you bring one of our animals home, you're not on your own. We provide lifetime husbandry support every step of the way. Whether you're building your first enclosure or expanding your collection, we're here for you. Sundown Reptiles.
All right, guys, we're back. Second part of the show. Let's get that like button hit, man. But yeah, going back to the chondros, what was the approach, man? Because there's so many different methods out there. You know, there's cycling. So what was important to you leading into chondros as far as breeding goes? Let's get to what you did.
Sure. Yeah. So Jack picked up the pair and I swung by and grabbed them from him in maybe October or something like that. So we were already a little bit into that fall season. So
right.
Honestly, it was a rainy day. We had a storm system the day we got them. I wish that I could say that I had, you know, a strategy or some good plan. I brought them home. I said, it's raining outside, and I put them together and they locked. But I think that these snakes, right, they're like in their prime, you know, they're
mature.
11-year-old adults who have been sitting next to each other for their entire lives that had never been introduced. This guy had no interest in pairing snakes. They probably were waiting so long and just smelling each other.
It's like meeting someone on social media, and then like then years later you finally meet and you just go.
Yeah, dude. This was like this was a eHarmony marriage right here. So
Christian mingle,
dude. Yeah, farmers only. So they went straight to it, and from that point, though, you know, in talking with Ryan and Lisa as well, shout out Lisa. Yeah, I was pounding her with food, not necessarily big meals, but just trying to really give her a good supply of food to help kind of foster along that follicular development.
Was this was this while she was getting locks or before the locks?
I only saw the one lock. Not to say they didn't do it when I wasn't around. Yeah. So I only visually caught that first night. I'm sure they locked additional times, but they were in the garage. So I'm in there a little less frequently, but it was you know, she was ravenous. She was just pounding food. And so I just kept trying to, you know, promote follicle growth with a nice steady supply of food. And she ovulated and it was really clear, you know, they explode.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. And like, you know, what's crazy? I actually missed maybe one ovulation out of the 6 last year.
Okay.
Because you know, again, like, you know, I feel like not all ovulations are as big, but they don't last as long as some. You know what I mean? I had some girls that looked giant for like 3 days, and I'm like, oh my god! And then they kind of, you know, settle down, because you also have times where you think they're ovulating, but it hasn't fully happened yet. They just look big, and so the ovulation. I mean, for the most part. For me, it's hard for me to miss an ovulation because I'm in here so much. I'm in here all the time, but it's still doable. You could still miss them.
Well, and if you're like me, you kind of just doubt yourself anyway. So I sent the picture to Nick and Ryan, and I was like, "Is this it?" And I think Nick said, "You're gonna get something." Like, he's like, I don't know if it'll be alive, but something's coming out of that.
That's a valid answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're either gonna get slugs, good eggs, or a dead snake.
It's exactly right. Yeah. And so lucky for me, it was good eggs, but she did have a rough prelay shed. Most of the prelay shed was stuck. Ryan advised me to go ahead and take care of it. He said he wouldn't have a problem soaking a gravid snake and taking care of it. So I did do that, and that scared me a little bit, you know.
I'm pregnant snake in the water, scary.
Yeah, and you know, just fucking with them, causing stress when they're in that state, but all worked out well. I
was not shy at soaking my females twice after prelay shed. Immediately after, and mind you, I was very focused on making sure their shed was good, because healthy shed means a hydrated snake.
That's right.
So I was very focused on that, but then what's crazy is what started off my year last year in January was my very first designer snake I ever bought, a Vinsky blue line to a Biak. She was a small girl, but she had a nice ovulation, and she retained 16 fucking eggs, dude. Oviduct prolapse, like same thing with you. Oviduct got twisted somehow. These eggs were gigantic, bro. Like, I'm telling you, my smallest snake, but the biggest eggs I've ever seen. And so I had to help her pass all these eggs, and she died on the last egg I got out of her. Like, literally, me and my friend Juan, my friend Juan was here at that time helping me pass them, and she literally died in his hands as I got the last one. So that was the start of my year last year. And so I was like, God damn. And so what I noticed in that snake, bro, she had a bunch. Before I even got the first egg out, I pushed out some really hard, old looking shit. It wasn't even urates. It was brown, hardened shit. And
I had that happen.
I was like,
I lost the Brettles python that way.
And I was in my head, I'm like, how long has she been holding on to this shit for? And it dawned on me, like, dude, you never, like, you just went through the motions like you normally do. But the emeralds are the only ones I really focus on making sure they shit, because we all know they could hold on to a lot of fucking turds if you're not giving them the right husbandry. They're not moving right. They'll hold on to it. So I was always emeralds. Never even thought about the chondros until that happened. And I told myself, that next fucking female you get, you're soaking her. You're making sure, because one thing I noticed, Lucas, out of all the girls I soaked last year before they laid, they all shit after they soaked. Every single one of them. So I'm like, there you go. Like, get these things to be cleared out and you should be fine. And sure enough, that was my biggest focus. And I was like you too. I was like, oh my God, this girl she's full of eggs. I was like, is she gonna fucking die in the box soaking her? And Bill, shout out to Bill. Bill was the one who told me, MJ, just fucking soak him, dude. And his method. And so that was such a crucial thing for me, man, was the hydration, but making sure they were clear. And again, I never was tracking that female's turds, like I was just going along, but who knows how long that shit was in there. I'm telling you, bro, like it wasn't soft. It was hard. Like it was hard. It looked like a piece of fucking like a Tootsie Roll. Like, you know what I mean? Like
I do.
But it was hard. And so I was like, no wonder you couldn't get these fucking eggs out. But also, who knows if that was the case, because these eggs were gigantic. But man, like the whole not, like they'll be fine. Like soak them is a good thing. Even if the shed's good, soaking them is a risk, a thing you could do to fucking prevent risk of getting backed up snake or something.
Absolutely. And when you're doing that, are you pretty particular on the temperature of your water?
No. I mean, obviously I'm not doing cold water. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't temp gun the water. I feel it. And I go, okay, I like this. And then, my room, here's the thing about my room, and shout out to Ryan Young, somebody who fucking taught me that panels are fucking bullshit, but they're not. I still use them, but less is more with the panels. At that time, I was using the panels before Ryan put me on game. My panels were full blast, but now my room, I let my room do the temps. So my room, for the most part, unless it's 4 o'clock in the morning, my room stays about 77 to 80. So I was like, okay, they're in a good warm environment. I don't really need to stress. I didn't do the whole 3-hour soak thing like Bill does. That was too much for me. I just did a quick 30-40 minute soak. I would literally watch them, and every time I would see them, as they would chill out, they'd put their mouth down, they would start drinking. And so I'm like, okay, that makes me feel better. But after I saw that they were done drinking and they were good, I would just take them out. And again, I like to do 2 soaks after the pre-lay shed, one as they shed, and then about a week after that. Which is crazy, because that's right there where it's go time. But all my snakes laid anywhere from day 44 to 47. And with day 44 to 47 post-ovulation shed?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm confused. Yeah, post-ovulation shed.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay. Wait, is that post-ovulation? Oh my, I'm confused now. No.
Probably post-ovulation, right?
Post-ovulation, my bad, because it's only 2 weeks for them to shed. Okay.
Right.
Never mind.
Yeah,
Yes,
that timeline lines up for post-ov.
Yeah. Anyway, so, and again, dude, I knew like, okay, this is the zone where, not that it's bad if they lay before, but that time, 44 to 48 days right there was like the sweet spot for me. And again, man, like not being scared to hydrate them, and after seeing them all shit after I gave them a soak was like, thank you, Bill Stiegel. You know what I mean? Like, I'm glad I did that, because these things all had a shit,
Yeah.
And again, dude, like to each their own. That's just like whatever I did last year, I'm doing all the fucking time now. Like, until something tells me I need to switch, I'm not switching a fucking thing, dude. And I
don't blame you.
So yeah, but again, like trying to just look for things to do better. The hydration, I don't think it should be skipped, man. I think people should really, really focus on their gravid snake being hydrated, or just your animal in general. But if we're talking about a chondro that's gravid, please make sure she's hydrated. It's so important.
Yeah.
So
100%.
So going to you seeing the ovulation, right? And you got the eggs, you got them established. What was your goal as far as like, obviously Jack took his half, you got your half, right?
Yeah. So, we did it like a fantasy draft. He came over and one pick, next guy. Yeah.
Listen, I love the yellows, but how the fuck did you pick? No, I'm serious. Like in your eyes, I'm gonna pull up some of your babies, but in your eyes, what were you looking for when it came to holding something back out of a pure sarong clutch, all yellow neonates?
Yeah.
What was standing out for you? Like, what were you looking for?
I wanted a little bit of a spread. There were some that had a pretty perfect stripe. There were others where it was a little more broken up.
Right.
Some nice. With that one. Yeah. So obviously all these are ones that I picked. But like that one really busy in terms of all the little markings and whatnot compared to the one prior. So I was really just trying to pick kind of a variety of different looks, because I have no idea, what they're going to turn into. I'm not experienced at all. So I'm kind of more curious to see it myself. And just kind of see what that all turns into,
Yeah. So for instance, these are turning out to your liking. These are turning out great, or how are these turning out in your opinion?
I think they're turning out very, very nicely. That one is my favorite. That was number 1 overall pick right there. So that's really solid stripe, and it's interesting. That one has a good bit of kind of green flecking coming in already. And none of the other ones have any of that yet. And, this one was even like one of the more slow feeders. So I don't know why that's the case, why that one's kind of starting to change before the others. But yeah, I'm really excited to see what they're all going to do. We're not letting any go until we kind of go through the change and sex them all.
Okay, that was my next question, as far as like the game plan of letting these go. And, dude, shout out to you on holding these back, man, watching them change. That's the true beauty and gift of your production, especially a chondro, is watching that OCC, man. And again, with yellow, you just never know what you're going to get sometimes. Like, you just don't. I mean, same case with reds, but
totally
the yellow specifically, like, it's hard to know that you got something fucking next level until you see what's happening,
Yeah, definitely. And I'm grateful that Jack and I are on the same page with that, and that we both kind of are happy to hold on to our half and raise them up slow, see what all happens. And the other thing with that too is, like, when we did this draft, who knows what the sex ratio is. So when it gets to the point where we can determine that, if he's got, like, 5 girls and I have 5 boys or something like that, we can even each other's ratio out, which is nice that we still have all the animals to do that.
Dude, another thing, man, let's talk about a hot topic in the chondro community. Dude, doesn't happen to a lot of people, but some people, because they're so not worried, but they're like, I don't know if they're trying to hurry up the process, but they buy older animals that are unsexed. And then next thing you know, all the animals they got are all males. And I'm like,
right.
Well, yeah, I wonder why. First and foremost,
boys are unsexed, girls are girls.
Dude, what the fuck? And so again, like, I'm not saying that this is maliciously happening, but dude, what a fucking thing to avoid if you just buy fresh neonate babies. You know what I'm saying? To the point where they're too young to be sexed. Because more likely, if you buy a lot at that stage, you're not going to get fucking 10 males or fucking whatever it is that the terrible ratio is. It's just so easy to avoid that headache by just buying young, well-established United States captive born and bred green tree pythons, in my opinion. What do you think?
Oh, no, I completely agree. I mean, there's so many reasons to go that route, not just in terms of sex, but, like, if you want to have a good time and, like, skip a lot of headaches, then yes, get US captive born and bred from somebody that knows what they're doing.
Yeah, but you're right. You're right, though. It's a lot more than that issue. It's the fact that there could be a lot of underlying issues that you don't even know. Like, people ask me all the time, MJ, why do you want to avoid getting an adult chondro? I'm like, well, first and foremost, why is this person selling an adult chondro? Like, what's the reason? And they're not that every reason isn't valid, but it's already a red flag that somebody who's had a long-term captive or whatever adult chondro, now you just want to get rid of it. Interesting.
The old guy that Jack and I found is the exception, not the rule.
Right.
Like, this dude was like, I want a fish tank, but snakes, and now I'm done with this. Like, and there's one-offs in every situation, right? But like, that's a one-off, I feel like. I mean, it's not a common situation you're going to run into. Exactly. For every one of those, there's certainly going to be other cases where, as you say, there's a reason that they're not hanging on to those snakes. But, it's tough to weed through that. I think that there are a lot of circumstances where, older animals and established animals might be available where there's truly nothing fishy, nothing wrong, maybe people's lives change, or they're in, financial hardship, et cetera, et cetera. I have animals that I've gotten that way. People get a different job and they can't really do this anymore. Like, it does happen. But to your point, you also need to have your guard up to ask, is it too good to be true? Why is this happening? And because for every instance where it is something, a-okay, there's going to be other instances where it's not.
Well, here's the thing. Most people, and I don't have the statistics on this, but I can only imagine, they're not quarantined. They're not really properly quarantining. Quarantining means you need a separate room, not something that's in the corner, not something that's on the opposite side, but in the same room. That's not a quarantine. And
that's why they were in my garage when they laid eggs.
Right. Like, you understood that part, but a lot of people don't grasp that part. So when they have something in quarantine for a few months and they're like, all right, go get paired now, dude, that's some of the disasters you could avoid by not simply getting a snake that's an adult. I feel like,
Yeah, no, I do agree with you 100%. And there's no reason why, like, if you're excited about an adult pair and you think that everything lines up in terms of why they're available, there's nobody telling you that you can't pair them in quarantine. Like, you don't have to bring them into your collection and infect everything with a potential pathogen to pair them. Just pair them in quarantine. I bred blackheads in quarantine.
Yeah, everything's situational. But what I'm saying is, if you have a thriving collection, right? Yeah. And it means something to you, well, then just avoid simple headaches. You know what I'm saying?
I completely agree. I am a biosecurity obsessive to a fault sometimes. I lose sleep.
Well, that's what I try. Like, listen, I care, but I try not to care that much because of what you just said. Because you could get yourself in a fucking rabbit hole thinking like, oh my God. And for me, dude, like, I just can't keep up. Like this is my son's fault, but I had my forceps. I had with all my babies, every baby had its own, not my, the 70s for 71s, but the sub-adults from the year before, which I think I was raising up 8 of them. They all had their own individual forceps. Until one morning I come and my son has them all fucking pulled down. And I don't know who's who. I don't know what the fuck, like, oh, great. And there's been times where I'm like, probably the weed I'm smoking, but I don't realize that I forgot to put that forcep down and use the other one. Like, I would catch myself like, well, way to go, dickhead. Like, there goes your whole security that you just blew out the window. Or my biggest thing is like, when I used to wear gloves all the time, thinking, man, I'm doing something good with the gloves. Are you really though? Like, unless you're fucking swapping out every glove between every snake, you're not doing shit. Okay. And also the thing about gloves, which I don't mind people doing that, but I see people with their gloves take their snakes out and their snakes are on their arm where there's no glove on your arm, right? And then they switch their gloves and get the next snake that's on their arm. Yeah. I don't see a glove going up to your fucking shoulder. So doesn't that kind of like revoke the whole glove situation? So again, there was many things I thought I was doing, but I'm like, dude, you're not really fucking biosecurity shit, because look at—
No, you're right. You're right. I mean, the hobby's perception of biosecurity, I mean, everything's out of whack. And I would point everybody to your recent conversation with Steve Tillis, just like kind of as like a basic required like reading before even claiming to understand any of this stuff. Like your conversation, Adam's conversation, they're so important because it is all nuance. And in my opinion, like the hobby's perception of these things versus the reality of these things is severely misaligned. And it is hard and it is complex, and there is not like a perfect way of doing anything, but you know, it all just starts with kind of understanding these pathogens better, and also understanding that there is no sterile nature. Right. Like we are part of a world of microbiome. Like there I think you and I's DNA is like 8% virus. Like we live in a world of microorganisms. That is not going to change in these rooms. It's more about managing it intelligently and sanely, in my opinion. But that's probably a conversation for another day.
You ever have friends that you just want to like impress all the time and just want to like, hey man, like, you know, It's like you just don't want them to correct you because they do it so much. Well, that's my friend Patrick. I love him so much. But Pat, like, you know, and Pat's always the one where I always jump to being defensive. And I do that a lot with other people, especially Pat, you know, because he's taught me so much. And I have to make sure I'm on the record. Because if I did say this, I immediately said I didn't say it, but maybe I did. But when I mean by warm, I don't mean actual warm, because Pat made a good point. What's warm to us could easily be way too hot for a fucking chondro. And
that's why I asked the question in terms
he,
of temperature of water, because you can fry an embryo.
Yeah, and again, I don't have a fucking a VCR in my head where I can rewind to see what I just said. I have to just go play back the episode. So if I did say warm, guys, please be careful. I just meant warmer than cold is what I meant. Like I meant like I have a temp in my head that I know is safe for these chondros, and that's
I know exactly what you mean. That's
all I meant. But Patrick's so right. Because to the normal person, what is lukewarm or whatever is fucking probably cooking
super
for a
subjective.
chondro. So Patrick,
and so for everybody like gauging that too, like I have a game with it. I kind of try to like feel it out, like you're saying. You know, we have kind of our mental calibration with it, where you're like, oh yeah, that's right. And then I do temp gun it. I'm like, how close was I today to 76 or whatever? It's funny the spread that you'll get, because like it's not consistent at all.
but do people listen? And that's why it's dangerous to do what I do sometimes, because people hear what I say and they're not really like, either my delivery wasn't clear enough, or they just think, okay, warm is warm. Let me make sure this water is warm. And you just got to be careful, you know? Yeah. Now I'm like, God damn it. Maybe I should temp gun so I could just tell people the temperature that I like to go with. But I don't even know what that is, because I just go with what I feel is good for the snakes. You know what I mean?
No, I got you. The reason that I asked it all is, do you know Dr. Dale DiNardo?
Why does that sound so familiar?
So he's the dude, he's like the head herp professor and exotic vet at Arizona State University. Old time guy, like really incredible, both keeper and researcher. And he does a ton of studies with Antaresia about reproduction and eggs and stuff like that. And I had a conversation with him for NPR maybe a year or two ago now. And one of the things that was really fascinating to me in talking to him was just the amount of development that occurs, again, inside mom. Like before we ever see an egg, that embryo is so far developed inside of her. And so, just kind of the thought there is like, when I said I was scared about soaking a gravid snake, it's more that I'm scared about damaging those embryos. Yeah. So that's just kind of the thought. Like, we know, if we get in the hot tub, we kill all our sperm, right? So like, don't put your snake in a hot tub.
But again, it's like what we know is almost fucking anecdotal. Like we don't really know. You know what I'm saying? Like as far as like, the risk we're taking damaging the embryo, like
yeah, right.
We're almost just kind of clueless about it. And so it's okay, in other words, to be concerned, because at the end of the day, we want to be successful. And just to get the egg, right? You finally get the egg, but it's like the work just started. You know what I mean? Like getting the egg is the easy part. Sucks to say, but that's the easy part, is getting the egg. It's aftermath, or getting them out of the egg, right? That's the next hardest step. And then feeding them. So the list goes on, but God damn it. Once you get that taste of glory, you just want the ball to keep rolling. So so many thoughts going through your heads. And I'm glad we talked about the chondros, but one of the things that I felt like a lot of people hit me up about, that they were stoked to have you on a Thursday night, was the diamonds, bro, the diamond pythons.
All right. Yeah, let's do it.
So let's get into the diamonds, because you don't have that many people breeding diamond pythons, dude. I'm happy to say I have a good friend, Brandon Wheeler, who produced fucking diamonds out of his backyard. Shout out to Brandon, fucking gangster motherfucker. But how did it work out for you, man? Let's first and foremost, where did your stock come from, and what was the approach to breeding?
Yeah, so I'm working with a few different lines on the diamonds. Shout out to my really good friend and partner with a lot of animal stuff. His name is Alex. I met him when I worked at the Vivarium back in 2019, and since then he's actually become part owner of the place, and we do a lot of projects together. He's my next door neighbor. So
it's not purple hair Alex, not panda fauna Alex. You're talking about
no, different Alex.
Okay. I love Alex. I love panda Alex, by the way. Go ahead.
Shout out to that Alex too. Yeah. But yeah, my Alex acquired a group of diamonds back in 2021, I want to say, as little ones. So that's how we started. They're Gosford animals, and we raised them up. We took our time. You know, diamonds are a species that you don't want to rush, and you don't really want to try to breed until the females are 4 or 5 years old. They come from, you know, they are the southernmost ranging python in the world, which we're talking southern hemisphere, which means closer to the cold part. And things that are cold develop slower and live longer. And so, you know, diamonds, brettles, things of that nature, they do take longer to develop because they're they have evolved for that environment. So we took our time, we raised that group up. And once, you know, the female was finally old enough in 2025, 2 of the females, I should say, we gave it a crack and we got 2 clutches. So how did we do that? We actually also keep outside. You know, Brandon does it incredibly. I wish that I had like a yard and the property to do that kind of thing, you know, maybe someday. But Alex and I are here in a triplex in Oakland. So what we do have, which is not a yard, is some balcony space. So perfect. So we throw the diamonds out in these iguanarium cages that ZoomEd makes, and they're outside. We do provide overhead heating, supplemental heating, just because the sun does not directly hit these cages for all day. They get sun in the morning for a little bit, and that's about it. So we do like to have a little bit more control on the heat, but you know, have no doubt, like during the winter, you know, the last few months, they're getting down into the 40s pretty much every night, and we're only giving them about 4 hours tops, 3 to 4 hours of that heat. And Alex is funny. Sometimes if it's like raining, like I'll go over and the lamps aren't on. I'm like, did you turn the lamps off? He's like, there's no sun today. It's raining. Like they don't get light today. So, it was wonderful. It was, thank you. It was a wonderful experience. I adore diamond pythons.
Oh yeah.
They're one of the coolest species.
That's a superior fucking carpet in my eyes. Like, you know, I know it's not. Okay,
there's a case for that, man. I don't disagree. Yeah, no, I was just gonna say, like, they're incredible animals, and something that is really extra special to me now, because I did get to go to Australia in October and find one in the wild.
Yeah, dude. Oh my God, man. I forgot about that. Like, holy shit. That must have been crazy.
2025 was my diamond year. Like we got the diamonds at home. We got diamonds in the wild, and I gave my girlfriend a diamond on her finger.
Wow. Look at you, dog. That was boss, bro.
That's the year of diamonds right there.
You guys got a date yet? Is there a date yet for the wedding?
Yeah. We're going to get married in September.
Oh, beautiful time to get married, man. Up there in Oakland?
San Diego, actually.
San Diego?
Yes, sir.
Dude, that's the spot, man. Good for you, dude.
Yeah.
Damn.
But anyway, sidetrack.
You're good.
But yeah, it was really exciting. So we have those animals, and we got those 2 clutches this year. And we also have some Cypress Creek animals and some blood from Terry Burwell. He got his animals from Bushmaster. They're a little something different. Wow. And then I also am raising up some animals from Martin Rosemond, which are Riverbank, San Diego Zoo, Gosford animals. So hope to make some babies this year that will be unrelated to the babies we made last year. And yeah, just really excited to give that another go. There you go. Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome, man. Good for you guys. So you got you got 2 or 3 diamond clutches last year.
We got 2 last year. 2 for 2.
That's so awesome, dude. Now, seeing these in the wild, right? Like, that's, you know, listen, I don't claim to be like a herper, like, only because, like, I got everything I want to look at here. And if there's a chondro out in my area, I would go fucking look for it for sure, right? Or an emerald. But, you know, and again, like, I love all reptiles, but I like comfort. I like being in my fucking place, right? But I I have dreams of going PNG. Like I want to see these things in the wild. So for you,
All right.
seeing the diamonds in the wild, what did you take home with you, like knowledge wise? Like what did you see that you're like, holy shit? Did anything open your eyes as far as husbandry or anything? Any dots connect while you're out there looking at these things?
Man, I mean, the answer is absolutely yes. It's hard to put it into words, but
Right.
honestly, like it was as impactful walking around the areas where I knew they were, even when I wasn't finding them, because incredible to find the animal, right? But that's just my time with that animal was just a snapshot in time and space, right? But like, you know, so 1 hour with that animal, incredible to see where it was, what it was doing, what everything felt like. But also just more broadly, my entire time in Sydney, you know, we're walking around areas where I know they exist, even if I'm not seeing them at that time. So takeaways from just my little snapshot there was the volatility of weather. We had a crazy range of weather just from day to day. There were days where it was raining in the 60s. There were days where it felt like I was on the East Coast. It was humid as hell in the 90s, you know, just back to back. And the snake that we ended up finding was crossing a road about an hour before sundown, right? So that golden hour, you know, right when we see snakes start to cruise in our rooms right before the sun goes down, that's exactly what this snake was doing as well. I think it was probably a cruising male. You know, it was the first hot week that Sydney had experienced for the year. And I think the snakes were waking up, and I think they were going to look for girls. But the environment was just so variable. You know, there are sandstone cliffs and crevices everywhere. You know, if these things want to wedge themselves into these sandstone cliffs, they have every opportunity to do so.
Right. That's cool.
Eucalyptus all over the place. You know, it's just, it was incredible. And I don't think that it changed anything that I was doing at home. Right. You know, I know some people have that experience where they
I mean, a lot of stuff you research came from stuff of people who were there, who've seen it, right? Like, I mean, you kind of already understood what to expect in a sense.
Yeah, no, 100%. And you know, Tony asking in the chat, how cold were the temps at night? Like I said, I mean, it was dipping into the 50s and 60s. Even on days where it was 90 during the day, it was still pretty cool at night. So it was honestly very similar to California's like Mediterranean climate. But just really incredible. And seeing all the birds too, you know, like there's literally like Petco birds, you know, like cockatoos and shit flying around, and you're like, oh, like you guys are real, and you live here, and diamond pythons eat you for sure.
100%.
Little micro skinks everywhere. You take a step and just a skink darts out from underneath your foot. They're like more plentiful than like fence lizards where you and I roam around. You know, we feel like they're everywhere. Triple it, and that's how many skinks there were. The density of skinks
everywhere
was unbelievable. And it's like, why am I banging my head against the wall with these babies? Because I want the damn skinks. Like I don't have that. So that was a takeaway as well. It's like just it's a completely different world over there. And if you're a baby diamond python, you're just fine. You're gorging on skinks, and the only thing you have to worry about is the lace monitor coming down from the tree.
Well, let me tell you one thing, man. Once I realized, and it all started with a Mark Hager snake that he sent me, and he's like, MJ, I'm going to send you this snake. It's just, it hasn't taken off for me. Like, I think he has gotten it to eat, but I got it, wanted nothing to do with food. And months are going by, and I'm like, what the hell am I going to do? Like, this thing doesn't want to eat, not interested. And then shout out to Kenny Ritchie from Morelia Island, or Island Morelia. I think that's his name. Ben Russo's assistant or apprentice. Do you know who that is? Kenny Ritchie?
I know the name. Yeah.
So Kenny was on the show and he was telling me like, yeah, if I ever have a chondro that doesn't want to eat, I throw a fucking crested gecko in there and it's over with. And I'm like, really? I couldn't believe what he was saying. So I went and inquired a $50 crested gecko. Sad as it sounds to the crested gecko community, but no, I was like, I need to try this because it's do or die at this point. I'm not going to sit here with a yellow neonate and watch it fucking not eat. You know what I mean?
Right.
So have that snake now. It's too beautiful, but I threw that crested gecko in there, bro. And mind you, okay, time out. I tried to feed it because I kind of I was like, I don't want to put a gecko in there. Something in me was saying like, this is going to be I don't know what's going to happen. So I spent like 40 minutes trying to get it to eat again. Just like, please just eat this thing. I don't want to put a gecko in here. And of course it gave me fucking no sign of wanting to eat. And I said, God damn it. Fuck it. I threw the crested gecko in there, walked that way for 3 minutes, came back, that fucker was gone. And I'm like, what just happened? And then what was crazy is after it ate it, I opened up the tub and it went looking at me like, you have more food?
You got another one of those? Yeah.
Where'd this come from? And so literally by the second meal, I hit it with I got another gecko, but then I fed it a pinky right after it and it fucking took the pinky. And I'm like, dude, you got to be kidding me. And so
there's a reason they bring you the free bread at the restaurant. And it's the same thing right now. Is when you get a taste, you're going to eat way more after that.
And it's so true, man. But that's when I was like, this is the key. Like, this is it. Like, and mind you, I struggled a lot establishing chondros. Like I had some that just didn't want to eat. And so what was in my head, it was like, you need to get as many crested gecko babies as you can. Like you need to buy groups, and that's what I did, bro. That whole year after that, I inquired 2 breeding groups that were just kind of retired for somebody, but they came over to me and they pumped them out, man. I have so many crested geckos in my freezer. And guess how many I used last year out of all the babies I established? Guess how many I had to use?
2.
You got
I got it. Let's go,
bro. And you know what? It was only because I was like, I want to.
You're gonna be glad you have it.
No, dude. Yeah, and I couldn't believe how I didn't need hardly any of them. And I'm like,
yeah.
But again, it's still a great tool to have. I'll tell you that much.
That's awesome. And I have no problem with feeding reptiles to reptiles if that's what they want. Like when I had the baby blackheads, they all started on stillborn, jungle carpets that I had frozen. I used to breed the shit out of Mexican garter snakes. I froze a bunch of those off because I knew I wanted to breed indigos. Like, dude, wild. I'm all about it.
You got to figure it out. Like you got to start thinking. And again, like chondros make you develop a toolbox. And in this toolbox, there are a bunch of different methods that you use for establishment, chick down, fucking, chicken gizzards, which we do less is more is that, but the chicken gizzards even work. Like offering a piece of chicken gizzard if something doesn't eat has worked. So it's all helpful to you. And you just never know when you got to use it. But man, Ryan Young taking multiple trips, seeing these, he confirmed like how many fucking skinks are around. They're everywhere. And I just shared a video on my Facebook about a lady showing a yellow neonate in the wild and literally taking a fucking skink. Like she caught the video of it taking the skink right then and there. I've never seen that. And I thought that was the coolest thing.
That's really cool. Can you send that to me?
Yeah, I will. And this skink was big, bro. I'm like, look at the size of this girthy ass skink that this little Neo's eating right now. And what's funny is what's stopping them from having another one. Like you're gonna tell me, like some of them, dude. Some of these fucking things won't stop eating.
Yep.
I'll have a Neo with a full fucking fuzzy in his belly, all fucking, but it's like, hey, I want more. And it's like, if they're like that here, they're probably like that in the wild. And how are we really documenting how many fucking skinks these things are eating at a time? Yeah. Maybe they're not doing multiple meals all the time, but I gotta fucking think then here and then, if it wants 2 or 3, it's gonna eat 2 or 3. You know what I mean?
I completely agree. And boom and bust, right? Like when are the skinks out in that abundance?
Right.
Exactly.
Yes.
And no, to your point, we do not know the answers to these questions. I think it's so interesting. Like, even though it's not chondros in New Guinea, I know Dr. Loafman's doing a really big radio tracking telemetry study with hognose snakes in Kansas. And you know what they're finding is that those things are growing at a rate that people in captivity would say, you're killing that snake, you're power feeding that snake. This is like insane. But that's what they're doing in the wild. They're like blown away by the data of how much they're eating and how fast they're growing. So we don't know necessarily. But
yeah, and that's so true, because the whole stigma with chondros, like, and Nick spoke on this before, but like he's like, yeah, there's no chondro
Nick
in the
speaks
wild.
every now and then.
Yeah, that's he was so adamant about chondros being a certain size in the wild. And then Patrick was on the show and we were looking at some fucking
I watched that. I loved
and
that.
I'm like, dude, look how, and Patrick was like, yeah, look how big this chondro is. And again, dude, everything's situational, everything's demographic wise, and we just don't know how much some of these fucking things are really eating. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah. Nature does not tend to do very well with absolutes. It likes to prove us wrong at every turn.
And where does portion control ever land with these fucking reps? They don't know what the fuck that is.
Dude,
like,
I'm trying to figure that out myself.
No shit. But I'm like, dude, if these things gonna eat, they're gonna eat, because sometimes they're probably like programmed to where, like, dude, you don't know when that next meal is gonna come. You know what I'm saying? You would think, right?
And when you're not in the tub, sometimes shit gets away, and then it's gone.
And it's like, well, fuck me sideways. You know what I mean?
God damn it.
Yeah, dude. So listen, you had a lot of successes last year. And what sucks is, man, like this is no disrespect to the previous guest, but it's hard for me to want to do like a 2+ hour episode. And I feel like I could go 4+ hours with you, man. Yeah. I really do. So what I'm trying to say is we're going to bring you back 110% for a round
Absolutely.
2.
It'd be an honor.
There's still so much more I want to talk to you about, but one of my wrap-up topics for you tonight, after everything that went down last year, okay, other than you putting the rock on your babe, right? What was the biggest number one like key moment for you last year? What was it? You had a lot of them, so
shit.
Wait, time out. Before you answer that, for the record, how many species did you breed last year?
I had a feeling you're gonna ask me this, and when you asked me a Pomona, I like froze up and had no idea, so I noted it all down.
My man.
So total, I've bred 12 species. Last year, I bred 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of those 12.
Dude, that's awesome.
Last year was sick.
Okay,
and this year, I am hoping to add at least 4.
So you're gonna do what you did last year plus 4, hopefully.
Yeah, and 3 of those 4 I'm pretty sure are currently gravid, so it's looking good. It's looking good.
Badass. Okay, so what was the pinnacle moment for you last year?
The pinnacle moment for me, God, that's really hard. I think that I would have to say, for me, that's a tie between finding the diamond python in the wild and the day that the chondros hatched. I'm honestly like, awesome. I did not expect the chondro clutch to be as impactful as it was, but when you just kind of are like gauging how you spent, like your time, like I spent the most time staring at those. Like diamonds are sick. I always love producing Brettles. I'm on a WOMA mission that, we could talk about WOMAs in 30 years and hopefully I've done something, but like I couldn't stop opening the bins on these little bananas on the stick. Yeah. And, so yeah, either those two things, man. And I would not have expected it to the chondros to be up there. But I think you know exactly what I mean. It's just like, holy shit. Yeah. Like,
what's crazy is like with the amount of species you bred and you still said chondros, that in my heart, I'm like,
I promise I'm not blowing smoke.
No, I know you're not, because Jack, dude, here's the thing. Jack was just as stoked. Like, you see all the sick shit that he works with, right?
Yeah.
But the chondros was a big thing for him. And like, dude, I love that, man, because again, if I had the space and if I had the time, I would work with so much more. But I know what I love the most. Like, I know what I want to see go the distance. Number one thing for me, even though I had a great year last year, it's still the chondros. I fucking love them, dude. Like, and maybe because it's like being in love with the fucking hooker, or I'm not a hooker, but a stripper. Hooker would be terrible, but you got guys who just love strippers, and it's like, that's not a dicey thing to do, to love a stripper. You know what I mean? But you love her for a reason. Mainly sexual, but I'm just saying, like, still, like, you love her. And so I look at I look at the chondros as one hot toxic girlfriend that I just can't get rid of. You know what I mean? And it's my choice.
Actually like that. That's pretty accurate too, because I've had a couple prolapses. Right, I messaged Ryan, and he's always just like, "Chondro gods, dirty fuckers." Like, dirty.
They're laughing
fuckers.
at us.
Yeah.
Oh
But no,
man,
I feel you, man. Like as excited as I am about some of these other things that I'm working on right now, and I mean Eastern Indigos, that was a dream. Like there were so many things last year that were a dream, but I'm really excited to make a chondro that's red. Like that'll be cool too.
yeah. You know what's crazy, man? I got my boy. I got a couple of homies that are just obsessed with the dry macons. You know, the fucking Crebos and the the Eastern. You work with the Easterns, right?
Yes.
Okay. So why we need to bring you back? We need to cover all that shit, man. Like there's so much we didn't cover tonight, and so yeah. So guys, don't be upset. We will do a round 2. I think I'm gonna bring my boy Adam. You know, homie.
I love Adam.
That's my boy. And we brought on a lot of the same people. I mean, he has guests that inspires me to bring on, but like this is a round 2 I want to do with Adam for sure.
I would love that, man. Yeah. I bully Adam into freezing his diamond pythons. Like that's not cold. Colder.
Yeah. Shout out to everyone who watched out tonight. I got hot seat questions for you, bro. So we got to do these hot seat questions. Anyone who hasn't been to Trap Talk has to have the hot seat questions. So guys, hot seat question time before we let the homie go. And guys, you know how these hot seat questions work. The quicker, the better. You ready for this, bro?
All right. So speed
is all. Yeah, it's hot and it's going to the next.
I'll try not to get in trouble.
Hot seat questions. Here we go.
Sometimes my first thought's not the best.
I got you. Here we go. Frozen thought or live?
Frozen thought.
A cut or no cut? We know the answer.
Should be no cut, but don't give me the scissors.
Yeah, there you go. Red chondro neo or yellow chondro neo, if you had to choose.
I'm probably gonna like reds more when I actually make them, but because I want Ryan to like me, I'll say yellow.
Okay. One locality or subspecies you want to add chondro wise?
Ooh, Cyclops and or Wamina.
Cool. No Biak, huh? It's kind of hurts my feelings.
I love Biak. All of them.
I'm a Biak fucking advocator, okay, because of Patrick.
Oh shit! Can I change it?
Sure.
I need the Meralkis that Patrick posted yesterday. That's what I need.
Oh, damn. There you go. Pat has everything. What's crazy? Pat taught me what trading power is. That's what Pat taught me. That guy, Pat can get whatever the fuck he wants simply off a trade. That's how potent his shit is.
I've traded with him myself.
Yeah, 100%. All right, move forward.
Yep.
And across the board, pre first shed meal or post first shed meal?
Oh, I get it. Post. Yeah, I wait.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if this comes down to you making the law, yes or no, are we going to say yay imports or boo imports?
I'm going to say yay captive bred imports.
It has to be one or the other, dude. You can either do it or you can't.
All right, yay.
Okay. What's one reptile you would import to your collection today if you can? Anything, anywhere around the world, what would it be?
Fuck.
Got him.
Oh God. I will do what's best for the Morelia community and say Morelia imbricata.
Okay, that's what's up. To spray or mist a diamond python, or to never spray and mist a diamond python?
You could do it, but you don't have to.
Do you do it?
No.
Okay. Yay sports or boo sports?
Yay sports. Go A's.
Favorite sport?
Baseball.
Nice. Favorite. Okay, so the A's, right?
Unfortunately.
Favorite A's player of all time?
Josh Donaldson. He's such a dick, but when he's your dick, it was great.
Right. Big flexor or no flexor?
I don't know what that means.
Come on, dude. You're not that old. If my 40-year-old ass knows what a flex is, so do you. Are we standing big on business, or are we not? Like, do you like somebody who likes to flaunt a little bit, or no flaunting?
Oh, I have no problem with others doing it. I think I'm a low flaunter. I think I'm a schmedium on the flaunt scale.
So schmedium flexor.
Yeah, I'm a schmedium.
Okay. Steak or fish?
Steak.
Favorite cut of steak?
Prime rib.
Thanks for not saying sirloin. I've had sirloin before. I'm like,
how
the fuck is sirloin, dude? What? I was like, do you even know what steak is? Like, are you good? Anyways, move forward. All right.
Not
Favorite genre of music?
Oh, I like rock. I'm like an indie rock guy.
Favorite indie rock band of all time? Or what's something you just like?
The Strokes.
Oh, good choice, my man. All right. Little word association. Just say the first thing to come to mind.
Shit.
Milk.
Cookies.
Cocoa.
Puffs.
I love it. FedEx shipping.
Unreliable.
Stuck shed.
Soak.
First time chondro breeder.
Lucas.
Instagram trolls.
I would like to be one.
What?
I really want. Okay.
What?
I really would like an account that just puts people on blast for being fried on MORPHMARKET DMs, but we'll get banned because they're like carrying them out, you know. But like just something to expose like the most heinous MORPHMARKET chats. But I can't do it. You can't. I want it.
I'd be a liar if I didn't say I thought of that once for sure.
I really want it.
Just like, because you know, there's things you want to say, but you don't want people to know it's you saying it.
I just want people to see what people are saying to me.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
Last but not least, and there's no cheating. First thing to come to mind. You ready?
Yes.
Coolest reptile network in the world.
Talk.
My man. What an episode, bro. All right, listen, I had a great time. I can't wait to invite you back. Before we let you go, people want to hit you up or follow all your work. Go and drop all your social media plugs.
Yeah, absolutely. Centralian Exotics. It's CENTRALIAN. That's my Instagram, and centralianexotics.com. I have a lot of information and resources on my website.
Well, guys, you'll find all the links to what he just said in the description below. And make sure you follow him from now, but get ready for that round 2 because it's going to go down this year for sure. But thank you so much for your time, Lucas. Dude, let me know.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. It's an honor, and I've been looking forward to chatting with you, and can't wait to do it again.
Well, and again, if you're ever, I know you're going to be down to San Diego for your wedding, but if you're ever down here, dude, please hit me up because I would like to
absolutely.
I'd like to hang out with you, like to show you around. Have you been to San Diego before? Are you familiar with
only on tour? I didn't really get to explore, but I've been there for music.
I'm pretty cocky when it comes to San Diego being the best city in the fucking country.
I hear that a lot.
I've been everywhere, dude. I'm telling you right now, and San Diego has everything. All right.
I've been to the Melt next to Petco Park.
That place is bomb. Yeah. But you know, I'm big on taco shops, man. Like all I want is real deal Mexican food.
Okay.
Yeah. We still got taco shops that are cash only, pal. And those are the ones.
I'm there. Give me some Al Pastor.
Zero English, but I'll order for you if you need me to.
Okay.
All right, guys, do me a favor. Go give him a follow, but give it up. It's a wrap for Lucas, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you, Lucas.
Thank you.
Catch you on the round 2, buddy. Have a good night.
All righty. You too.
Peace. Lucas Lee, guys. Man, what an episode. I literally could have gone another 2 hours with that guy easily. That's so much I enjoyed this episode. So if you enjoyed it too, before you go enjoy your evening, please hit that like button. Let's get the likes up for Lucas because this was a banger. This really was. And then drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know how you're liking this episode. What did you like best? All right. And appreciate all the love and support, man. Shout out to everyone in the chats. Patrick. Gotta love Patrick. Jesus Christ. Glad he's here. Always glad when Patrick's here. But yeah, guys, please, again, if you're looking for exclusive content, join the Trap Talk Patreon family. Very first link in the description below. Connect to the Discord. Awesome Instagram group chat. Get invited to Trap Fest happening May 22nd. The list is no joke on attendance. Big time baller ass snake breeder showing up this year, just like the years before. So guys, be ready for that. And again, check out all the sponsors I have in the links description below. Please support them. Really means a lot. And thank you for your support first and foremost. And just to remind you guys, you can hear all these episodes on the major audio platforms. So go at it. And again, enjoy your evening. Have a good weekend, and I'll see you at the top. Sorry for the interruption, folks, but a quick word from our sponsors. Shout out to tonight's sponsor brought to you by ZooMed.
ZooMed is proud to be supporting the Trap Talk Reptile Network. At ZooMed, reptiles are our passion. For over 48 years, we've been creating premium foods, supplies, and habitats for reptiles and other exotic animals. We're a company made up of hobbyists that test our products, on the hundreds of animals that we care for here every single day. Whether you're an established breeder or a first-time hobbyist picking up your first ball python, Zoom It has you covered with everything you need to keep your animals happy and healthy.
I'm excited to talk about this new product with Zoom Ed called the Slither Sense. It is a remote temperature and humidifying monitoring system, which we all know how important temperature and humidity is to your reptile. And for you to have remote access to your temperature and your humidity in your reptile room could really, really be a game changer for the longevity of you keeping reptiles. So guys, make sure you check out that product. Find the link in the description below. Click on it right now. Give me your feedback in the comments below. Let me know how you're liking a brand new Zoom Ed product. Sorry for the interruption, folks, but a quick word from our sponsors.
For over a decade, we've pursued a singular vision, producing the finest breeding stock the hobby has ever seen. From carefully planned pairings to thoughtfully designed environments, every detail is considered. And when you bring one of our animals home, you're not on your own. We provide lifetime husbandry support every step of the way. Whether you're building your first enclosure or expanding your collection, we're here for you. Sundown Reptiles.
Sorry for the interruption, folks, but a quick word from our sponsors. Shout out to tonight's sponsor, and that's the one and only MORPH Market and MORPH Market Shipping. One of the biggest exciting things about the reptile hobby over the past couple years is MORPH Market Shipping taking everything to the next level. Anything as far as reptile purchasing or selling needs can all be done on MORPH Market's website, so I highly suggest you go check it out, especially if you're in the market of purchasing your first, second, or third, or fourth reptile. You can find a bunch of legitimate breeders on MORPH Market's platforms. They stand very tall on representing the best breeders we have in the hobby, so don't look anywhere else when it comes to looking for your new reptile. Not to mention, if you're looking for aquatics or your next plant, MORPH Market's a spot for you as well. Make sure you head over to morphmarket.com, and the best thing about MORPH Market's platform, you could ship directly from their website with MORPH Market Shipping. MORPH Market Shipping has saved this hobby millions of dollars as a whole. I myself, they saved thousands with MORPH Market Shipping last year due to their insanely cheap rates, so definitely go take advantage of these rates on top of the amazing customer service that comes along with MORPH Market Shipping. Shout out to Darian and Zach, and shout out to the entire MORPH Market team. So proud to be a part of this team. Thank you so much for MORPH Market Shipping and MORPH Market. So excited to announce this partnership, and so excited to announce new MORPH Market features that are going to be hitting the reptile hobby real soon, like live sales on MORPH Market. Thank you so much, MORPH Market and MORPH Market Shipping. Sorry for the interruption, folks, but a quick word from our sponsors. Tonight's episode is brought to you by Mark Hager over at Texas Chondros. If you want to talk to somebody who likes to put people on the map, you have to go follow TX Chondros on Instagram. He has put on some of the biggest breeders out in Texas out on his platform on Instagram. Also displays some of his own amazing projects on his Instagram. You could also simply go to his website, see what pairings he has going on for this season, and also see his previous productions. Mark has been working with yellow neonates on top of red neonates, and his passion for this hobby is second to none. He's also mentored a lot of people like myself. So thank you so much, Mark Hager, for all your support. And if you guys really want to know how it is about building a community, then you got to go check out Texas Chondros. Thank you so much, Texas Chondros, for all your support. Cannot wait to see what you're all about in the 2026 breeding season. Thank you for all the fellow support. Thank you so much for anyone who watches the Trap Talk Reptile Network. Hit that like button. If you hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, you'll be notified of every new episode dropping here out of the network 7 days a week. And also by hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button, it pushes this network out to other new keepers coming into the hobby. So by you doing that, it does more than you think. So thank you so much again for all the support. And if you're not already a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button. We're doing big things over here, and we really appreciate it.